From the sandy shores of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Falmouth Commodores baseball is on the air.
Go to left field, it is gone!
4-hit day, 2 RBI single for Dylan Carey, and the Commodores push the lead to 2.
8 runs, second inning, and the Doors are on top.
Throw to the plate, not in time. Falmouth is going to the Western Division Final.
First pitch is moments away, so let's open the door with the pregame show on Doors Radio.
It is a very special Sunday night at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. For the first time this season, Falmouth visits the Braves. It is a Sunday night battle with the last playoff spot in the West Division on the line. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Braden Shank, I'm Aiden Blank. Braden, welcome to the broadcast team. Happy to have you, and a big one to get you going. The winner of tonight gets that last playoff spot, at least temporarily, in the West Division.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you, Aiden, here. I'm no MJ Newsome, but I'll try to fill the chair the best I can. For this Falmouth team, it was a tough go at it their last time on the road, that Brewster game, leaving kind of a sour taste in the Commodores' mouth. You were up 6-0, you gave up 7 unanswered, so trying to rebound, still in search of that first win on the road this season. And then you go to the Bourne side of things, a really bizarre game at Lowell Park last night for the Bravos. They only played 5.5 against the Kettleers, essentially a Little League game. The Kettleers were winning that, so they didn't play the bottom of the 6th due to darkness. So both teams trying to get back on track here and try to make, as you mentioned, a big win for both of these teams as they sit in 4th and 5th, respectively, in the West Division. It's still a long season, but you want to have that comfort knowing you're in the 4th spot and you're not chasing somebody heading into the back half of the season.
And for Falmouth, they won the game last night. They have the momentum in this matchup, though if you look at these two teams' records, Bourne at home versus Falmouth on the road, you would think Bourne has the advantage here. Falmouth still yet to win a game on the road. This is the last place they will visit for a first time. You would like to try and get yourself a win tonight.
Well, first of all, you got to put an asterisk on that stat. We visited Wareham. The team did not take the trip to Wareham with the rain out.
True.
But again, it's, I would say, almost easier to win the first time on the road than the second time. I mean, you kind of know, but you want to try to get them the first time out and not let the other team get the scouting report, get to know you a little bit, especially as you start seeing these teams 2, 3, 4 times. It's obviously the third time these teams meet, but a little familiarity between Bourne and Falmouth. And again, it's going to favor one side. Don't know which one, but someone's going to have the upper hand depending on the scouting coming into this game. And you look at the hard numbers, Aiden. Falmouth, a team that is very strong at home. I mean, you look at their offensive categories, they're top 3 in a lot of offensive categories at home, but you go on the road, dead last in almost every offensive category, playing away from Gov Fuller Field. So a trend that's got to change with 21 games left to play.
Let's take ourselves a first break in this pregame show. We have 2 interviews today. We talked with Jason Jones. MJ Newsome did. He's still here with us today. He spoke with Jason Jones, the newest commit to the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and I spoke with Schiff. Fun little conversation, diverse range of topics on Shift Notes. We'll break, then come back with those interviews, anthem and first pitch approaching between Bourne and Falmouth.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park.
We welcome you back here to Doran Park. MJ Newsome alongside Oklahoma State Cowboy and Falmouth Commodores utility player Jason Jones. Jason, first off, the weather today, a little bit hot. Probably feels a little bit more like home in Texas, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's really humid. It's unbelievable. Texas, it's like you're hot and humid, so you got to just deal with it. But here, it's like it's a whole different type of having everything just be wet. Everything's just a lot of moisture in the air.
Well, speaking of hot, you've been swinging a hot stick this summer for the Commodores. It's been a couple of down games for you, but last night you got a big double in the gap. How'd that feel to finally see one go down?
It felt great. It definitely felt great. I feel like my approach has definitely been getting better every single day I've been up here. I've been getting a lot of loud contact, been making a lot of hard outs. and it's just been kind of just how baseball goes. So I feel like I just grounding myself and staying with my approach is the best thing for me to do, and hopefully get some more success out of it.
Talk about a lot of loud contact. Of course, that's different from an aluminum bat in the spring to a wood bat in the summer. How has that evolution and change been for you going from school ball to summer ball?
So I've always swung wood my entire life. I feel like swinging wood is definitely better and more development for any player because we all want to be in the big leagues. So I definitely like swinging wood preferably better, but a lot of people like aluminum. Aluminum, of course, the ball comes off harder. You have a lot of more room for air, so it's fun to swing, but I'd rather swing wood.
So I mentioned you being a utility guy. We'll step away from the batter's box for a second. Playing in right field for a little bit. You said it's a place you haven't played a whole lot of in school ball. You said you play a lot of third, a lot of left field. Had a great diving play last night. Talk to me more about that.
Yeah, honestly, man, it's just trying to let my athletic instincts take over. I haven't had a lot of innings out in the outfield. I've been in the infield my entire life, so just taking a lot of reps in the outfield, power shagging, and hopefully getting in the moment and just letting everything take over and not being afraid, not being scared, and just having fun.
So how can a utility guy like yourself be of value to a team like the Commodores or Oklahoma State or any other team you may play for in the future?
Right. I'm honestly I play everywhere on the field, so I feel like that's just definitely being versatile is something that is valued in this game, to where even if I'm having an off day in the infield or off day in the outfield, that I could play anywhere as long as I rake, as long as I bang. So I feel like that definitely sets up a lot of areas for me to go into the field for my future.
Believe it or not, we're almost halfway through the Cape League baseball season. This is your first summer on the Cape, as it is mine. What would you say some of your favorite memories are so far and the lessons you've learned through the first half of the summer?
Food. The food is unreal here. I love like seafood. It is just unbelievable. It doesn't matter where you go, the food's great here in the Cape. I would say the competition, of course, is another thing. I'll go from the little baseball side of it. The competition is the best in the collegiate summer league, so that's something that I definitely value. And something that all these other players, I mean, we all want to make it, man. So having that competitive edge and a lot of guys up here is something that's special.
That was Falmouth Commodore and Oklahoma State Cowboy Jason Jones. Coming up next, First Pitch on Doors Radio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, MJ, well, thank you very much. Wonderful conversation there with Jason Jones. And we'll continue our pregame here with a Sunday tradition. Believe it or not, the first episode we've actually done on a Sunday, because last week, it's Saturday because we wanted to do it in Chatham. We did it on the 4th of July just as a special occasion. This is the first of hopefully many Sunday editions of Shift Notes. We had a wonderful conversation before today's game. Schiff was here earlier than just about everybody trying to beat the traffic. So here it is, myself and John Schiffner, bench coach for the Commodores here on Shift Notes. It's another Sunday night on Cape Cod. We are at Doran Park for the first time this season as the Falmouth Commodores face the Bourne Braves. It's Sunday. It's time for Shift Notes. Schiff, it is a hot one today. Welcome to July.
Yeah, I know. It's warm. High dew points, which I'm not a humidity guy. Give me heat. Heat's fine. Dry heat's fine. I'd be good in Arizona, but this humidity I'm not a big fan of, and it wears people out, whether you're an athlete or you're just hanging around the yard, it wears you out. But, hey, it's pretty good baseball weather.
Worst heat you've ever experienced in this league? Because obviously, the other leagues, certainly, especially up in the Midwest, they get it a lot worse than we do.
There have been days, and I can remember numerous days where the air temperature was, in the low 90s and the humidity was hovering around, or the dew point was hovering about 80. Those days were just awful. I mean, just awful. You can't breathe. Your teeth sweat. It's just a terrible, terrible situation. But you got to play ball.
We're going to play the Bourne Braves tonight, and I'll tell you who's been giving this team a little bit of breathing room, the bullpen. Yes. They were terrific last night, yes. And it seems like no matter who comes out, everyone seems to have a role. Everybody seems to be on. And my favorite part about it is a lot of these guys have been here a lot longer than some of the other relievers on this team. I don't know how much what a role you put in putting together the roster with Jeff Trundy, but was that the thought of bringing a lot of these guys in? Is you're going to be able to use them in spurts, but they'll be here for a while?
That's what we're hoping. We've been surprised a few times already, which is unfortunate, but that's what we're hoping, and we're trying to do it more like a pitching by committee kind of thing, and who's got enough rest and who are we playing the next day? Do we have a better matchup? And it seems to work out. It was a great job last night by everybody, and a great comeback for Tommy Shimoleski. Didn't do so well at Katua. Came back last night, slammed the door shut. So everything's that was a good performance all around by the bullpen. A great start early on. 4 innings, 9 strikeouts. That's pretty good. So here we go. Let's go. Woody did a hell of a job, and everything that sets the tone. The pitcher sets the tone. If the pitcher is throwing well, throwing strikes, he's not going 3-2 all the time. He's putting the ball in play or striking out guys. Infielders and outfielders like that, so it worked out well. The rest of the group came in, did a really nice job. So and then that was a well-played game on both teams. Good college baseball game. We got some clutch hits when we needed them, especially Gav. But other things were good. Defense was fine. We came up with a great play late in the ninth. The bunt was put down. Really nice play over to third base. We got the guys out. We win the game. So it was a good ball game, and yay for us.
Strange to be celebrating a victory over the Anglers. Didn't get one the first time.
No, it's another team. I'm not, I wish them well. I always will, but not against us now. I'm a door right now. So good to get a win. We want to catch Bourne so we can get ourselves into the playoffs. So any win counts.
You mentioned Tom earlier in the bounce back that he had, where he had a really uncharacteristically weak outing his first time out, and then last night came in a huge spot and slammed the door out of the bullpen. You've seen that with plenty of guys over plenty of years.
Sure.
How awesome is it to be sitting in that dugout watching a guy who came in with a struggling first outing, come in and just find himself in this league?
Was another, a little bit of addendum to that. Tommy did not pitch last spring at Princeton. He was hurt. He had a torn lat, which luckily did not need surgery. So he had not pitched since last August in the playoffs for Harwich. So yeah, that's another thing added to it. He hadn't pitched to a live hitter. Obviously, he's a little nervous because it's the first time he's been on the mound, and new team, new expectations, and yeah, he struggled a little bit, but you could see it's there. That's a good pitcher right there, and so he did a great job of slamming it shut. His breaking pitches were working. His fastball had more life to it than it did the other night, and that's just good news for us.
How have you seen his confidence grow since coming out here? You mentioned didn't pitch at all in the spring,
Right.
and I think that's part of the charm of this league is you get a lot of guys that come out here just looking for another chance.
Right, and he looked great. He looked great, and I've known Tommy since he was a school kid because his grandparents have a house right off of Vets Field in Chatham. So I watched him grow up. I was so excited he was going to play at Princeton because Scott Bradley played for me when I was at Chatham. And now he's going to University of North Carolina. And if you look at the lines of players from Carolina to Chatham, so I'm really happy for him. And that was a good performance for him. You could see the smile. His grandparents were at the game last night. Everything was all the ducks were in a row. It was great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got honored because technically they're his host family for
Right.
the summer. Did you get to talk to them and catch up?
Yes, I did. They're just wonderful people. I've known them for many years, and so that's what's cool about this league. Little stories like that. That's why I kept coming back all these years, and that's what brought me back here too.
You mentioned this is for the playoffs, theoretically. You win this game, you're tied with Bourne for fourth, and you're right in that mix.
Right.
Does kind of feel like this is the time where this team, has a shot to move up. How do you talk to the team ahead of a game like this where it's still a lot of baseball to be played,
Right.
but feels like this is a huge point? If you can win 2 or 3 in a row here,
Yes.
you're really
That's
in a
the
good
key.
position.
That's the key. This game is not, you can't put a single game important halfway through the season. But yeah, it will get us tied with them. It's a little incentive, but you're right. We got to win 2 out of 3 and then secure things. But it's a little too early to really put that much pressure on one game. But kids want to win. They showed it last night. They've showed it all year long. We've come back on numerous occasions, and it just didn't fall our way. So I think they're going to, they like coming off that win last night, and let's hope that it just, it continues to roll, and we'll see what happens in the next 10 games.
Still looking for the first win on the road.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Last game that they actually won was here last season. Why is it so hard to win on the road in this league?
I guess it's just the team has been adopted by the fans, especially the loyal fans, the really fans who are here, who members of the associations of these teams and people who follow the team. And I think that's part of it. You're comfortable, even though the road trips aren't that bad. It's a home game. You get home early. All those little added incentives. I think that's why you just feel more comfortable playing home. You can look at virtually any sport that most of the time the better teams have a good winning record at home. And I think it's all whether it's football, basketball, whatever, I think that plays a lot, and I think that's why we do it here.
All right, Schiff, big game tonight at Doran Park. Certainly look forward to it. Hopefully the humidity goes down a little bit. I don't think it's looking very good.
But that's okay. It'll be all right. But thank you, Aiden. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Schiff Notes. The pregame show continues after this here on Doors Radio.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
Commodore Baseball is on the air. First pitch is just moments away. Let's head out to the ballpark for all of today's action.
Let's do it. Couple of minutes after schedule, that's all right. Wonderful pregame ceremonies in our first of 2 trips this summer to Doran Park, home of the 2-time defending champions in the Cape League and the 3-time defending champs in the West Division, the Bourne Braves, who throw Tucker Novotny tonight. And this is the lineup he faces. Jackson Willett, shortstop out of Oklahoma, leads it off. Then it's Gavin Keelan. Gavin is a left fielder out of Louisville, batting second. DH rather, out of Louisville, transferred to Tennessee, batting second. Luke Gaffney, left fielder out of Clemson, bats third. Dylan Carey, third baseman, hitting cleanup from Nebraska. Left fielder Gavin Turley hitting fifth. He's out of Oregon State. Carson Bowen, the catcher from TCU, bats in the 6th spot. Batting seventh, right fielder Donovan LaSalle from Oklahoma State. Second baseman Jack Bell, TCU transfer, hits 8th. And Isaiah Barquette, the first baseman from Stetson, hits 9th. And Tucker Novotny gets the ball to start things off. Friday night starter this season at Minnesota out of the Big Ten. First batter he faces, Jackson Willits, Big 12 guy, squares to bunt, pulls it back. 1 ball and no strikes, although I suppose it is past July 1st. We should say he's an SEC guy now.
Yeah, it's all weird, the new conference realignment. I'm an ACC guy, and it just doesn't feel right yet. The Atlantic Coast Conference has teams in California.
The 1-0. Down the middle of the zone, taken for 1-1. 9.0 ERA for Novotny this season. Still yet to earn a decision with the Braves. Fires a fastball high, 2 balls and a strike.
Only 1 start on the season. He pitched against Chatham back on the 29th of June. Just went 3 innings, did surrender 3 earned runs, 7 hits. Had 2 strikeouts in a game against Chatham again back in June.
2-1. High fly ball powered foul deep down the right field line, 2-2.
Good crowd filing on hand here. As we were talking about earlier, Aiden, not any defined bleachers here at Doran Park, but fans bring the beach chairs and they show up in masses.
2 balls and 2 strikes, level count to the leadoff righty. Jackknifes out of the way, the pitch goes inside, and now the count's run full at 3-2. Well, it's really a tendency to grab some walks. Right up top of the team in that category. He checks his swing. Appeal down to first. No, he did not go, says Rick Antonio, our first base umpire. And Wouldn't you know it, Jackson Willett, surprise, surprise,
Now
draws the
batting,
leadoff
the
walk.
DH from the University of
He's in the
Tennessee,
leadoff spot,
number
8, and
3,
it's for his
Gavin
ability to get on
Keelan.
base, and he does it right there as he leads off the top of the first with a runner on for the Commodores.
Turns it over for Gavin Keelan. DH, another guy moving to the SEC. And a check to first with Willett scampering in safely.
Also important to note, in a southpaw battle today. Novotny and Parker Coyle getting the ball, two left-handers facing off this afternoon.
Novotny chest high set, deals inside, scoots Keelan off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Bourne enters this game 6-10-2. They've tied Hyannis and Wareham. Here's the 1-0. Fastball overpowered high. 2 balls and no strikes. That Wareham tied just a few days back on the 4th here at Doran Park. Game the Gateman led 6-0. Ended up tying 8-8. The 1-0 is slapped off the plate to the backstop. It's 1-1.
In the second year of the Cape League doing a 10th extra inning, and Bourne still tied 2 games, but you mentioned that Wareham game. The game had been pretty much unstoppable, it feels like, this year inside the West Division. It's good for the Bourne Braves, able to pick up a point on the Gatemen, but a game that, again, Wareham probably should have taken 2.
Keelan, DH from his left side. Novotny's 2-1. Fouled off his front leg, and Gavin Keelan just bouncing out of that batter's box. That was an ugly sight.
That's why you see a lot of hitters wear the shin guard, trying to protect that leading leg. Just hitting it off the inside of the shin. That one's always going to sting. You hope to see Keelan okay.
So now here comes the even offering. Willett's leadoff hitter walked. And the lefty Keelan digs in and lines it back where it came from. Takes a hop in front of second base. It's retrieved by Grady. Shifts over and lost the ball. Tried to throw short to second, and Barthel's tag not in time. Very strange play in that right off the bat, it looked like it was going to be a base hit. It took a hit off the front lip of the grass. Grady was able to stop it. He looked to go to first and then turned and tried to go short to Barthel. Didn't get anybody out. It'll go down as a fielder's choice, maybe. Could make the argument that's a single as well, but either way, Willits is on second. Keelan's on first. Commodores in business here in the first. Check swing, fastball right down the middle for Luke Gaffney, 0-1.
That's the other unique thing. Clay Grady coming out of Virginia Tech. They have a all-turf ballpark there down in Blacksburg. You're not going to see a bounce like that in Virginia, but here on the Cape, all 10 grass fields, so you're going to get a couple weird bounces here and there.
Ball off the plate, 1-1.
Here's they're going to score a hit for Gavin Keelan. So first hit for the Commodores in the ball game.
1-1. Fouls it back to the brick behind home plate. It's now 1-2. Two-strike offering coming. Left fielder just transferred to Clemson. Pitch to Gaffney is low for 2-2. You'll note Gaffney's coming out of Purdue. It's where he played his spring ball, but did not face Novotny or Minnesota in the spring. One of the weird ways, and that's just going to continue with the conference realignment, that not everybody plays each other every game or every year. Dylan Carey later in this lineup did. Gaffney gets in front of it, smacks it out to deep left center field. Chris Stanfield, the center fielder out of LSU, is there, and he makes the play. F8 for the first out. Defensively for the Braves, Davis Gillespie's in left, and we just met Stanfield in center, and Ethan Conrad's out in right. On the infield, Braden Holcomb is at third, Clay Grady is at short, Blake Barthel is at second base, Nick Wang, new addition out of Boston College, is at first, and Adonis Guzman catching Tucker Novotny. First pitch inside. Batter is Dylan Carey. He's the Big Ten guy on this roster that did face Novotny in the spring. Again, Novotny, the Friday night starter for most of the season for Minnesota. 1-0. Squares to bunt and pulls it back 2-0. So rare, Braden, to see a Friday night guy or a weekend guy at all in this league, given how much they throw in the spring. They usually don't come pitch in the Cape League.
Yeah, I know. Again, they'll come for a couple starts, try to show off in front of a few major league scouts, and you can never hurts coming out throwing the ball in some Cape League games.
High and in. Carey turns out of it. Count 3 balls and no strikes. So Novotny off to a rocky start despite getting his first out in that last at bat.
So if I remember correctly, Minnesota every year plays one game in, the US Bank Stadium when Minnesota Vikings play. They turn it into a baseball field for a series.
It usually becomes a tournament. Yeah, you're right. For a weekend or so. Fastball powered down the middle, taken for 3-1. They get some big names, too. I know Vanderbilt's been in that. Teams as far away as Hawaii. They get some big teams to come play. I mean, it's a little bit of a strange setup, but cool experience nonetheless. 3-1. Swinging strike, a hard cut from Carey. Count runs full now at 3-2. I know Syracuse softball had done something like that. Gabe Perrin, our producer, it was a while ago. They haven't done it in recent years, but they've played some games in the Carrier Dome before.
Now the JMA Wireless Dome.
It wasn't at the time. Pitch is inside. Carey backs off the plate, and he's earned himself a nice walk on 6 pitches. 2 walks issued by Novotny in the inning. That coupled with a hit now loads the bases with 1 out for the Doors. And how about this? For the second time in as many days, Gavin Turley comes up with the bases loaded. Did it last night, put a ball over the center field fence. It was all the run support Falmouth needed to get the win 4-3.
Yeah, an at-bat last night. Turley, 3 straight off-speed pitches, was waiting on the fastball. He got it from the Chatham pitcher and lined that thing out to center field. A moonshot, some would say.
Not an easy group. Big leg kick. Novotny deals high and out, 1-0. Because you've got Carson Bowen on deck, who's been an equally as dangerous hitter. He's been just as tough and out as Turley in his recent games. The 1-0, low and inside. It slides onto the knees of Turley. 2 balls and no strikes.
Turley, obviously a returning Commodore player, but he's just been tearing the cover off the baseball. It feels like you look at the numbers, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs in just 6 games played with this Falmouth team, so he's picking up right where he left off a year ago.
Deal on the 2-0. Check swing. It's just a touch off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes, a little bit above waist high. Turley, Bowen, LaSalle, the next 3 to come up for the Commodores. 1 out in the inning, the bases are loaded, and a miss from Novotny brings in a run. He deals a high strike, taken letter high. Hitters count for Turley.
It's a hole that Bourne has found themselves in quite a lot this year. They've only grabbed 7 first leads in their games this year. Last 7 games, they haven't grabbed 1.
3-1. Low and in, and it's a called strike. I'll tell you, Turley was ready for a walk down to first base. But our home plate umpire, Jim Fonseca, gives him a 3-2 count, and he hits one off the inside of the bat, hard and foul off the brick backstop here, 3-2.
They're trying to keep it inside on Turley. They know he can do damage with the bat, trying to limit that, especially with 3 runners on and just 1 out. You got to pick your pitches very carefully if you're the Bourne hurler. That's ball 4, well high and out, and Turley walks in the game's first run. Give him an RBI. Willits is in, Keelan to third, Carey to second. Start the merry-go-round with 3 first-inning walks from Tucker Novotny. Gives the Doors a 1-0 lead. And again, as you mentioned, Aiden, things don't get better. Carson Bowen just as lethal of a hitter. You got to find a way to record it out here, get back into your groove. You can't take that sigh of relief just yet because you still got 3 runners on. And again, a Carson Bowen bat up to the plate.
Quick conversation now on the mound, Guzman and Novotny. Little surprised that Scott Landers hasn't made a visit yet. You only get 2, but Scott was the pitching coach formerly with the Brewster Whitecaps. So you expect to see him make those visits. Unlike Falmouth, where Jeff Trundy does not make visits. It is exclusively Landry. Low and in. Bowen barely moves. 1 ball and no strikes.
An uncharacteristic start by Novotny out on the bump. He pitched for Katuitt last summer, only allowed 5 walks and 11 innings total throughout the summer, so it's rare to see him issue a free pass.
The 1-0, high and in, 2 balls and no strikes. And you're absolutely right, Braden. It is strange to see him issuing all these walks. He's the second Brave in this lineup to have played for another team last year. Broken bat, bounces off the mound, fielded. Grady steps on second, slings to first in time on both counts. And the double play goes the way of the Braves. It is 4-3 on 6-3 unassisted, but the Doors do strike first. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. We are going to the bottom of the first. Falmouth is in front, 1-0.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today. For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park.
Hi, I'm Bo Baker, a left-handed pitcher from Fairfield University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Welcome back to Bourne, Massachusetts. It is a beautiful night. It's a great crowd. We've certainly gotten to experience some of those the last bunch of nights. Aiden Blank and Braden Shank, great to be with you here on Doors Radio. First pitch, low and out, taken for 1 ball and no strikes as Parker Coyle faces Clay Grady, shortstop, to lead things off for Bourne. Second pitch. Misses, just on top of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes.
Parker Coyle, a guy who mainly comes out of the bullpen for this Commodore team, made 3 starts his freshman year for Arkansas, has not started a game in 433 days.
Low strike call, good frame job by Bowen in back of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Left fielder tonight, Luke Gaffney. Center fielder, Gavin Turley. Right fielder, Donovan LaSalle. On the infield, Dylan Carey's at third. Jackson Willits is at short. Jack Bell is at second. This ball is cracked down the right field line, and it rolls just foul. It was a hard-hit baseball, but it rolls into foul ground. Just over the head of our first baseman, Isaiah Barquette. And then, of course, the battery with Carson Bowen at the plate. And Parker Coyle making his first start of the summer on the mound.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Again, we talked about it a little bit in the opening the door segment, but you ride the hot hand. Parker Coyle had potentially his best outing of the summer against this Bourne team, a 5-out save, 5 strikeouts of Bourne to close the door on the one of the Falmouth's wins at home this summer, of a final score of 4-2 in that ball game. So he's shown that he can pitch well against Bourne, and they're hoping they can use that as a start today and get 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 innings out of the reliever.
Leadoff hitter Grady still at the plate. Shortstop waits the 2-2, low and in. Both of these starting pitchers working themselves into nice long counts to begin their day. You get the sense this pitching matchup is not going to last a very long time. 3 balls and 2 strikes here from Coyle. Lifts and uncoils, and it's corked foul off the inside of the bat, powered high to the backstop in front of us. 3-2.
And you got to know off on the Bourne side, again, Coyle, a relief pitcher, you don't really know what his stamina looks like. So if you can just battle at the plate, work good at-bats, take pitches, and force his pitch count to go high, you don't know how long you're going to see him for.
Payoff coming from Coyle. Low and out for ball 4. Grady works himself a walk. Well, that's the thing about the way that Falmouth pitching is operated this summer. In that you have Jeff Trundy, who has normally thrown starters, but he's thrown relievers too. And last night, you know, we were very confused. What is Gage Wood doing starting a baseball game? You know, only started a couple in the spring, and all of a sudden, he goes 5 innings and gives you a better start than most of your starting pitchers who were actual starters in college. So you just don't know what to expect from Parker Coyle. First pitch, low and outside to Cam Koziel, designated hitter.
That's the thing, is you got to try something new. I mean, obviously you're not being able to win games on the road. You got to switch something up, try to see if something can give.
Gives you the element of surprise.
Sure does. Even surprised us.
Chest eye set. Coyle lifts and deals into the dirt 2-0.
I would argue you look back at the Tampa Bay Rays from a couple of years ago, and they kind of, I don't want to say patent this sort of reliever going out there, throwing a couple innings, just essentially having a bullpen day, but it seemed to work for them, and it's really kind of changed the landscape of baseball, of teams using a bullpen guy to start the day and just really have a bullpen day.
He hits a slow roller towards second, bobbled by Keelan, and it's going to get through. First to third goes Grady. It is an E4, and now the tying run goes 90 feet up for Bourne. It's the unforced errors, Braden. That one really unforced.
Yeah, Falmouth 29 errors on the summer. Definitely up there on the Cape Cod Baseball League leaderboard. That time, Jack Bell just not necessarily getting the glove to the dirt, leaving just an inch or two between his glove and the dirt, and the ball snuck underneath it and maneuvers its way into right field. And Bourne's now got some offense with no outs.
You're right, that is Jack Bell over at second. Gets charged with the error. Now Ethan Conrad, right fielder. Nobody out, chance to tie this game. First pitch, fastball just low and out, 1-0.
Conrad is a dangerous bat up for this Bourne team. 19 hits on the summer. Batting .500 essentially.
Next pitch, just low and out again. This time a sweeper for 2-0.
Again, you have an open base, you could load him, but then the lineup doesn't get easier. Braden Holmcomb, who also has 19 hits, tied for 6th in the Cape League. So the 3-4 is definitely lethal for Bourne.
A quick timeout. Brian Landry has gone to meet with the entire infield here. No doubt to tell you, about what's going on in the 3-4 situation here.
Mike Landry's been doing this for 12 summers now. He kind of has a gist of it, has seen a little bit of everything, and you just got to try to settle down, especially a reliever who hasn't really had to face this situation, pitching bottom of the first batter of the game, so kind of having to switch that mindset in a way. But if you're Falmouth, you want to try to limit the damage here with runners on the corners and still no outs.
It is 1-0 Falmouth. We're in the bottom of the first inning, our first of only 2 trips to Doran Park this season. That doesn't always happen. The new way that the schedule works out with 40 games, you do only get 5 against each divisional opponent, so you don't go to their place 3 times. There'll be some teams you visit 3 times, some teams that visit you 3 times.
And I'm really interested to see what they do next year. Do they flip that, or do you keep the same schedule for year 2 of the new module?
Here's the 2-0 to Conrad. He chops it left side. Stabbed by Coyle. Turns to home. Goes to first. In time. Heads up play by Parker Coyle throwing the runner out, does allow Grady to score, and Koziel goes to second on the 1-3 put out for out number 1.
RBI number 10 on the summer for Ethan Conrad. Back leveled off, even though Bourne
Now
still
batting,
0 up
the
on the
third
hit column.
baseman from Vanderbilt University, number 34, Braden
A walk,
Holcomb.
an E4, and a ground out puts the Braves in good positioning. Now they're tied 1-1, and a base hit from Braden Holcomb here, the third baseman, could give them the lead.
Holcomb has hit in 3 consecutive games for this Bravos team. Definitely swinging a hot stick up there.
First pitch. Cracked on the ground. It's a slow roller to short. Fielded, couple of shuffles. A low throw to first. Dug out by Barquette. Willits delivered, and Barquette really had to work for it, but they do get the out. 6-3 goes the putout.
Ball took a big bounce off the dirt inside the circle of home plates. Just skipped on out to Willits.
batting,
Close
the
play
second
at
baseman
first
from
as
Coastal
Holcomb was trying to
Carolina,
hustle
number
out, but he
21,
advanced the runner up
Blake
90 feet to
Bartle.
third base.
Brings up Blake Barthel, second baseman, with a runner 90 feet out, Cam Koziel, that would give Bourne the lead. Bourne won the first meeting between these two. Falmouth won the second. First pitch, fastball. Line down the middle of the plate, 0-1.
That's a big thing with Falmouth having the home field advantage with the 5-game series. You're almost kind of expected to win your home games, try to sneak 1 or 2 on the road ones.
0-1. Fouled off the gear of Carson Bowen. Pops to the backstop. It's 0-2. Very strange to be playing a team for a third time. The only other team you've met 3 times is the Cotuit Kettleers.
Good point. I was trying to think of the other one when you brought that up. And we only got 1 more trip to Lowell Park.
Well, you meet Hyannis for a third time this week. Your first time back at McKeon Park since opening night. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's tipped into the glove of Bowen. And 3 straight retired by Coyle after allowing the walk, and then the E4. 3 consecutive retired to end the inning. Bourne gets a run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. Let's go to the second here on Doors Radio. Falmouth 1 and Bourne 1.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seating by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseatingexpert.com for your next seating solution.
When the Doors need to fuel up, they head to Supreme Pizza and Subs. Their menu has everything from pies to calzones to salads and subs. And with their online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away. They're open every day of the week at 147 T-Ticket Highway in Falmouth. Make sure to stop by and grab a bite at Supreme Pizza and Subs.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the...
Hi, I'm Brian Coleman, the General Manager Lead Intern from the University of Oregon, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Back here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. Aiden Blank, Braden Schenk, great to be with you. Braden's Cape Cod Baseball League debut.
Hi.
His play-by-play will be coming up in just a little bit, but first, the opening half. A strike dealt in the second at-bat of the day for the Commodores. First at-bat for Donovan LaSalle, right fielder out of Oklahoma State. He's been hitting the ball hard all summer, and recently has been able to find some gaps. Swing and a miss, way out in front of it, 0-2. LaSalle, Bell, and Barquette, bottom third of this order, due up in the second.
That's the thing for Donovan. Had kind of a slow stretch after the game on the 22nd of June. Went a good 5, 6, 7 games without a hit.
Can you grab me another one, Ashley? Yeah.
Bounces it off the plate, foul to the backstop, 0-2.
That's also the unique part of the Cape League. And a lot of these guys, for their college seasons, they play a game on Wednesday, then a 3-game set over the weekend. But first time, a lot of these guys are playing games every single day, it feels like. So kind of adjusting to slumps, trying to stay hot, and really kind of getting on that professional baseball grind.
0-2 from Novotny, sprung up on the inside third of the zone. And it sets down LaSalle for the out.
Good 89-mile-per-hour pitch there by Novotny, just fooling the right-handed man of LaSalle on the inside part. He likes to work it inside, and if he can command it, it definitely works to his advantage.
So LaSalle is rung up on strikes. Here's Jack Bell, second baseman, TCU transferred. Takes off the plate, but it is a strike. 0-1.
Same placement as that last pitch to LaSalle, that low and away pitch, bottom left of the zone. Novotny's trying to make his name for it.
0-1. This one does miss off the outside corner, 1-1. LaSalle 146 average, lowest among qualified hitters on this Commodore team. He's also played in 15 games so far. Swinging strike. Bell all rung up there, 1-2. He was just turned around on that fastball.
It's against the backstop by the bat boys.
The 1-2. Called strike 3. It is the second in a row to start the inning for Novotny, who walked a couple of batters 4 in that first inning, but Braden just on cue. He's gone back to character and delivered 2 strikeouts looking to begin the inning.
Again, it's that outside low and away pitch on a lefty. You should be able to kind of see it there, but he's going to try to find that point in the zone, pinpoint it, and just try to hit it time after time again. And until the Commodores can put it into play, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Again, that bottom low left pitch is where Novotny's making his name for himself.
Time is called before Isaiah Barquette gets in. They working the pitch clock, or maybe they didn't start?
Just reset it.
Yeah, they didn't start it. Barquette ready. Novotny, high leg kick, deals an inner third strike. The zone is really widened here in the second inning. That inside pitch and the outside pitch have really been called equally.
I mean, you got to look at it from an umpire standpoint, Aiden. Just like the players, got to blow some rust off, get into the groove of things, take the first inning, really settle in.
Low inside.
Thank you.
Count is evened out at 1-1.
Especially some of these pitchers that put the spin on it. I mean, matter of inches determining the strike zone. What's a ball? It's not an easy job for Jim Fonseca tonight.
1-1, grounded off the end of the bat, a push to second, fielded by Barthel. Goes against his momentum and throws the batter out to end the inning on a 4-3 and a 1-2-3 for the Doors here in the second as they go down in order. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Things rolling here in Bourne, and it is a 1-1 ball game here on Doors Radio.
60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seating by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseatingexpert.com for your next seating solution.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat.
Hi, I'm Carson Bowen. I'm a catcher from TCU, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Aiden Blanca and Braden Schenk. Great to be with you. It's going to be a fun night of baseball here between the Braves and the Commodores. Tucker Novotny was able to rebound after a rocky first. We'll see if Parker Coyle can do the same. Gets the inner third strike, same that Novotny was getting. The count 0-1. Leadoff batter is Davis Gillespie, left fielder out of the 6th spot for Bourne as we approach the bottom third of their order. Pitch fired low and out, 1-1.
Gillespie coming out of the New England Collegiate League a summer ago, playing for the Ocean State Waves. That takes his talents up north a little bit more.
Kick and a 1-1, powered in the air to right field, tracking over LaSalle towards the line, makes the grab with his momentum carrying him in that direction. F9 to begin the second inning for the Brave offense. Now here's the bottom third, starting with Chris Stanfield out of the 7 spot. Stanfield looking to earn his way back to the top of the lineup, which is where he was the last time that we saw these two teams. Again, both the meetings so far at Gov Fuller Field. First pitch, Stanfield pops it up to the screen. It's 0-1. You're only going to meet this team 2 more times after tonight, once here and once at Gov Fuller Field. They've met twice already, both in Falmouth, and again, they've split it so far. So the season series still yet to be decided. 0-1. Good frame job by Bowen, catches the low inside corner. 0-2. I suppose that's the new thing with the only 5 instead of 6 games in the West is you can no longer tie a season series. Somebody has to win it.
Well, you don't know that. Tie 2 games.
It's true.
Tie
The 0-2 high for ball 1. Bourne and Wareham have tied already. You're right.
Could tie all 5.
1-2 pitch. Stanfield flies it back to the netting again. He's in center field. We do not see Isaiah Jackson in the starting lineup tonight. Stanfield in that center field spot. Isaiah was in left the first time they met, in center the last time that they met. Another one fouled. We're right in front of the screen here. We're feeling every one of these pop flies.
You mentioned Isaiah Jackson. He broke out of a big streak last night, was 0 for 26 in his last 26 at-bats, and delivered a huge hit for Bourne last night in that game that they fell to the Kettleers in just 6 innings.
1-2. Low, and it's blocked by Bowen at the plate to level out the count.
Stanfield, a returning Cape League guy, played for the Bravos a summer ago. 313 average, definitely accustomed to hitting at Dorn Park.
2-2. This one fouled all the way back to the umpire, Fonseca.
You're Bourne, this is exactly what you're looking for, continuing to tire out Coyle, work these long at-bats. Eventually you're going to get your pitch.
Even offering from Coyle. Check swing, it rolls right back to the mound. Coyle backstabs, can't get it, picks it up and fires to first in time. Oh my goodness, what a play. Coyle went at it with a backhand, he missed it, slipped, grabbed the ball as he was falling down, tossed it to Barquette, and they get the runner at first. PFP, I said last night, PFP to the max when you had the heads-up play to third from Edward Hart. That is PFP to another level.
Coyle, you're trying to use all 6'3", that frame, just was able to knock the ball down, hit the deck, and an athletic throw on over to first in time for the second out.
That was something else. Here's Nick Wang, first baseman, recent addition out of Boston College. Fastball fired down the middle for strike 1.
Wang starting his career at Holy Cross, played 1 season for the Crusaders before transferring into the ACC, and the last 2 with the Eagles.
0-1. He fouls it off of Fonseca. I don't know whether that took Bowen or Fonseca more by surprise. They both look a little bit rattled. Fonseca's going to walk back out, give Coyle a baseball. Jim has taken a couple of balls off of his gear in this inning.
Isn't that why you wear the gear, though?
Well, you don't have any down at the legs. And that's where the first pitch came. I think that got Bowen a little bit more than Fonseca. Here's the 0-2. Drops it off the plate, 1-2.
Wang only being with his Bourne team for the last 3 days, one of the newest additions to the Bravos. We'll see this Commodore squad this summer.
Swings through a 1-2 pitch, and how about this? Both pitchers allow a run in the first and then go 1, 2, 3 in the second, starting to match each other a little bit here with 2 in the books from Bourne. We have a 1-1 game going to the third here on Doors Radio.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today. For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com. Hi, I'm Gabe Perrin, broadcast intern from Syracuse University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Okay, well, Falmouth has a 1-1 ball game with the Bourne Braves here on this Sunday night. Happy Sunday night from Bourne, Massachusetts. Always fun to play
Hi, I'm Hayden.
Cape Cod baseball on a Sunday night under the lights. Commodores come to the plate here in the third. The first pitch a little bit low to the leadoff hitter, Jackson Willits. Jay Will, the shortstop out of Oklahoma, responsible for the only door run. Walked in his opening at bat to lead off this game. Takes a breaking ball just low and out. 2-0.
Both teams only 1 run coming thanks to the leadoff batter. A walk for both sides, and that runner came around to score in the 1-1 affair. So crazy, Aiden, already game 19 of the summer.
2-0. Just tied for 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the second half, I suppose it officially begins probably after the off day on Tuesday, right? It officially begins Wednesday, you would say. Tomorrow's game 20, it's the last. And then you do 20 more high and in for 3 balls and no. Nope, it's ball 4. Scoreboard was wrong. Walk drawn by Willits to lead off the inning. That's 2 on the day for him.
I think for the Commodores, if you can just finish the first half of the season in that 4th playoff spot, you know, have a good kind of test to the first half of your season, figuring out, hey, we can make the playoffs, so we can just continue playing like this down the stretch. They look really good at home, at least this year.
There are a few leagues. The one that really comes to mind is the Northwoods, where you get points for being a first half champion. First pitch. A called strike. 0-1 here on Gavin Keelan. That's how they decide who gets to the playoffs. I believe it's if you finish first or second in the first half, you're in. But that's also a much longer season here. 0-1, a check back. Willits is in safely. I don't really like that system because you have a completely different team at the end of the season than you do right now.
I would argue it almost helps depending on how you build your roster. You try to win the first half or the second half, and then
it definitely helps. That ball is lined, caught at second. Barthel going to first, and they double him up. Oh my goodness! What kind of defensive trickery from Blake Barthel, who just barely had to get off the ground to get it, and Willits gets the short end of the stick over at first base there, I suppose.
He had an extra second because Barthel caught the ball, he transferred it, wanted to make sure he had it at first, took that extra deep breath, still fired on to first, and got Willits in time, just a heads-up play by the second baseman.
Gaffney, left fielder, F8 in his first at bat. Suddenly nobody on and 2 out. 1 ball and no strike to count to him. Steamy night here on Cape Cod. 1-0. Gets that lower third zone. 1-1.
Definitely something, as you mentioned, the strike zone starting to open up a little bit on the lower end, really putting pressure on Guzman, and Bowen be able to receive it and then put that frame up, try to grab the strike.
Taps one to the backstop. It's 1-1. 1-2 rather. So the second half begins on Wednesday. Means the last game of the first half is tomorrow. You got to think you have a very good chance with the Orleans Firebirds, especially at home. Even aside from how they've done this year, historically, you've been very good against them in recent years. The 1-2 is smacked hard and fouled down the right field line out of play.
We were talking about that the first trip. You would think with Wareham in the league, the fact that the longest road trip would have something to do with them, considering they're not on the Cape. But believe it or not, it's Orleans to Falmouth is the longest road trip in the league. It's going to be a long day on the road for the Firebirds tomorrow.
Full line 1-2. Fouls it into the screen. 6 p.m. start at the Gov. That means Wednesday will be the official start of the second half, game 21. You'll face Hyannis and then back-to-back against Wareham. That's a big 3-game stretch with West Division teams. The 1-2. Check swing. It rolls. It stops in front of the plate. It's barehanded by the catcher, Guzman, who throws it down to first in time for the final out on a 2-3 putout. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Doors in the third. 2.5 in the books. Falmouth 1 and Bourne 1. Starting to get a little pitcher's duel on a Sunday night here at Doran Park.
From Fairfield University.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Hi, I'm Hayden Frank, a left-handed pitcher from Lipscomb University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Rolling along here at Doran Park. Aiden and Braden for the first time this summer. You get us 4 more times. Excited to be with you on this Sunday night. As we move along to the bottom of the third inning, what we thought might be a slugfest offensively after an inning has turned into a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Carey, Turley, Bowen, middle third coming up for the Doors, but here in the last of the third, it's 9-1-2. Guzman who takes a ball, and then Grady and Koziel. The 1-0 coming. Called strike, it's 1-1.
It's funny, we just heard from Hayden Frank on the way back from break. Parker Coyle, his last start he made at the collegiate level was against Lipscomb all the way back in May of 2023.
Deals into the dirt, escapes from Bowen. Through the wickets, it's 1-1.
But hey, when you can make your name, especially in a relieving position like Parker Coyle, it's kind of a specialty niche position, and he's really made a name for himself, at least for Arkansas, pitching 16 games with the Razorbacks this past spring, mainly and primarily out of the bullpen.
2-1, slow roller. Everything's dying on the infield. This one escapes on Bell, but does get it over to first for the out. I will say this is a infielder's park. I didn't really see this in warm-ups, but everything on the ground, seems to just die on that infield today. We have not seen a lot of screamers, whereas, I'm not really seeing long grass in the infield. It's no different than the Gov, but it feels like at the Gov, balls are flying, right? It's a much shorter grass. Today, it's just everything's getting beaten into the ground. Ball low to Clay Grady, shortstop, first to get a second at bat for Bourne. Walked in the first plate appearance of his day.
That's what I was saying, especially the first time you come to a ballpark, you got to learn all these nooks and crannies.
Bounces off the plate, gets to the backstop, it's 2-0.
And then you see 9 of the ballparks, you figure it out, and then you get to Spillane Field, and you see the crushed gravel infield, and you're like, how do I play on this? And that's got a learning curve to it.
Players still haven't seen it yet. Again, they didn't make it to Wareham that day. 2-0. Struck in the inner third, called for 2-1. Plays out of Virginia Tech. He is a Hokie, rising junior. 0 for 2 last night versus the Kettleers as the leadoff man. And we're going to talk about that game against Katuitt for Bourne. That ball's shot all the way into the Bourne dugout. Is that the shortest game in the Cape League so far this season? They only played 5.5 innings.
Definitely is this year. I was thinking potentially, all time, or when the last time that happened. I mean, it's
Right.
rare to see essentially a Little League game played at the Cape League level.
The 2-2. Escapes from the hand of Coyle to the backstop. Now 3-2. Well, actually, wait a minute. I will correct myself on that. Wasn't the Orleans-Falmouth game only 5 innings? The Fog game, I believe it was 5 innings. That ball struck out towards right center field. It drops into the gap. Racing around first is Grady. He's going to hold. Second hit of the day for Bourne. It is a leadoff hard single. He's on for the second time today. Way to rebound after 0 for 2 last night.
Now batting.
And a runner with 1 out here for Bourne.
That's why Grady's in your leadoff spot for Bourne. A smaller guy, but he's got the speed to him. Took a strong round on first, was looking for second, and eventually retreated back to first. But he brings a bat, it's got some speed to him. And if you're Carson Bowen, you got to look out behind the dish.
Cam Kozel, E4 in his first at bat. Looking to get on for a second time today. He was left on third, would have been the go-ahead run in that first inning for Bourne. And he swings and cracks it hard, foul left side. Out of play, 0-1.
Actually, we are both wrong. Shortest game this season, Hyannis and Chatham only went 4.5 innings at Veterans Field. The home ball club was up in Chatham, so
you're right.
It in 5. Didn't even think about the Fog.
0-1. Swinging strike. He was fooled by the breaking ball. 0-2.
And obviously, you can't predict the weather, the fog or the rain, but darkness is something you kind of predict when it's going to get dark, and that's why it's rare to see at least a darkness game get called that early.
0-2 on its way from Coyle, who uncoils, and this one is slammed into the Bourne dugout. It almost took out one of the coaching staff. There is no protecting in that dugout. And there's not a lot of foul ground here. I think it's some of the least amount of foul ground in the league.
Definitely up there. That was assistant coach Tanner Sanicki that drilled on that right shoulder.
0-2, drops in the breaking ball for strike 3. Kozel done. 2 out. And now here is Ethan Conrad.
Number 5, Ethan Conrad.
Conrad, the right fielder, grounded out in his first at bat. That Bourne game last night, again, only 5.5 innings. Quick throw to first. Back in time is Grady. They lose the game 8-7. Just a brutal way to go down. Both of these teams recently have had trouble with darkness. Finds the strike in the outer third. 0-1 after the first pitch to Conrad.
Again, that Falmouth Brewster game back on Friday, just leaving a sour taste in the Commodores' mouth. The fact they were leading that game, they give up the 3 runs in the bottom half of the inning, and they just call it.
Runner takes soft check swing. He is in safely. Grady goes down to second base. I believe it was a called strike on Conrad, so Grady gets the steal, but now you have a chance. Oh, no, it was a ball? No, it is 0-2. The scoreboard was incorrect, and so Conrad Now down to his final strike. Coyle has a chance to get out of this. Nice quick start to this ball game. Yeah, we started pretty late, a few minutes after 6. 1-1. Cracked on the ground past Coyle, fielded on 2 hops by Willits. Arms it over to first. It was a closer play than anybody would have liked, but it is the final out of the inning. And so, a nice easy inning for Coyle on the mound. Gets around that 1 out. Base runner, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And a runner is left. Third of the way home, and we have a 1-1 ball game. Good one going here on Doors Radio.
Platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today. For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Welcome back to Doran Park here in Bourne. Aiden and Braden, I'll tell you, the temperature, the humidity, everything's dropped a little bit since first pitch. That's a good sign. We're going to the top of the 4th here. Kerry Turley Bowen, middle third, squares to butt, pulls it back off the plate. 1-0 from Novotny, who enters his 4th inning of work. Currently on the hook for just 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. All of that in the 1st inning. A 1-2-3 second. And face the minimum in the 3rd as well. High leg kick, deals. Finds the inner third on a strike, a sweeping slider. Ball and a strike here on Carey, who walked in his opening appearance.
That's the thing you talked about it with shift. At shift notes, the humidity definitely playing into the hotness here.
Swinging a high line drive towards center, racing back Stanfield, and makes the play. Just steps in front of the fence. That ball was struck well, but not well enough. It is the first out of the inning, a long L8 for Carey in his 2nd at-bat of the night. Sends it to Gavin Turley.
101 miles per hour off the bat, powered by our friends at TrackMan. You definitely hear that. Just a good sound off the bat and just didn't quite have the distance.
Turley left fielder. Sounded well on the broadcast, in our ears at least. Pitch high for 1 ball and no strikes. When we came here, we were thinking about, what would we like to change? What would we like to do better with the Doors this season? The first was we'd like more crowd noise. You're with us. Called strike right down the middle. Turley crouches, it's 1-1. Said, these games where we're on the radio, you can't see us. You can only hear us. You're clearly not at the ballpark, most likely. So we'd like you to feel like you're at the ballpark. Here's the 1-1. Just off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Center fielder out of Oregon State. Again, grand slam last night. It was all the run support that the Doors needed. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball dealt in the dirt, 3-1.
Turley, a freshman All-American last season with Oregon State. And again, just the pop that he brings off that bat is really his headlining trait.
Pops one in and out of the mitt of Guzman behind the plate. Rolls to the backstop. It's 3-2.
Last 8 Commodores have been sat down Early was the last Falmouth player to reach with the walk he had back in the first.
He smacks one deep down the right field line, cheating towards the line. Conrad has it. L8, F9 to begin the fourth. And now here's Carson
Now
Bowen.
batting, the catcher from Texas Christian University, number 14, Carson Bowen.
Novotny has definitely settled into this ball game, allowed that walk to Turley, scored the first run, and he's now retired the last 9 Commodore hitters, so he's found his groove.
Squares it up right side, heading towards foul ground, and it falls onto the grass. Just on the other side of the netting, it's 0-1. Riley Stanford is up in the Commodore pen. Haven't seen Riley in quite a few days. This is certainly one of the longer breaks that Stanford has had between outings.
3 days. Last pitch, 4th of July at Katuitt.
0-2, or 0-1 rather. Fouled in the same spot, little more power. It's now 0-2. Bowen came up in that first inning with the doors loading the bases, having just walked a runner in, and it felt like they had a really good chance with one out to really open things up early, and then he grounded right into a double play. And it's been the killer a lot of times for Falmouth this season. 0-2, another one just smashed deep down the right field line. He's trying right on these pitches.
You just need someone to get a hit here, break out of the slump, try to get the offense booming.
0-2. He takes it high for 1-2. Really good crowd is gathered here at Doran Park. Again, this park has hosted the championship every year since 21. 3 consecutive seasons. 1-2. Bowen, hard ground ball, left side chopped. Backhand field, Grady, long throw to first, not in time. Bowen hustles down safely with an infield single. You knew that was going to be trouble when he hit it, so that Grady had to make a play on the backhand and against his body, and it was too much for him to make, and Bowen reaches for the first time today.
Tough battle for Grady, just knock it down, keep it in the infield, not allowing it to sneak through to Gillespie and left. Didn't quite have the power to get it to first, and Carson Bowen has the Doors' first hit since the opening inning.
Bowen is hitting in the 400s just in the month of July, after a June he probably would like to forget. First pitch way out in front of it. LaSalle hacks and misses 0-1. Bourne played Brewster in 21 and 22 in the championship series. And then they faced off against Orleans last summer. The 0-1 cracked in the air, right side, charging into foul ground. Conrad, does he have a play? No, it drops in front of him. 0-2.
We talked about Carson Bowen, that hit. He's now 5 for 10 in the new month of July. That's batting 500 for this Commodore team. And again, an everyday catcher from TCU. Kind of saw the turnover with Henry Cook and Zion Rose finally coming back. Scott Mudler getting added to the mix. But when you get that type of production from your catcher, especially the defensive production he brings as well, that's just an overall 5-tool player.
You'd expect he's at least earned the chance to be the #1 catcher. He's not going to be catching every day anymore. He's going to be in the rotation, but he should be the main guy. 0-2, hard foul off the backstop. Count holds. You know, in a game, if you get to it at the end of this month, you know, you get to a playoffs, of course, you know, he's got to get priority. But even, you know, towards the end of the season, it looks like these two teams may be gutting it out for that last playoff spot deep into the month of July. He's got to be catching those games. 0-2 to LaSalle, swinging strike up top, and he's down with a 4-batter inning from Novotny, who's really rebounded nicely after that first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 3.5 in the books. It is a 1-1 ball game on a Sunday night here at Doran Park.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today. For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Barquette, middle infielder from Stetson University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 1-1 ball game between Falmouth and Bourne. Aiden Blank and Braden Shank. Happy to have Braden with us for the first time this summer. He'll be with us for 10 more games throughout the season. Home road, he'll be with us. Looking forward to having Braden aboard, and looking forward to another inning here from Parker Coyle, who comes out for a season-high 4th inning in a start. I almost said out of the bullpen because that's been where we've seen him. Bourne lineup goes to the middle of the order. Holcomb, Barthel, and Gillespie. Called strike right down the middle, taken by the third baseman, 0-1.
Coyle's previous long 2 innings against Orleans back on the 17th of June. A pitcher's duel that game, 1-0 at Eldridge. Commodores on the losing end.
Lifting an 0-1, bounced in front of the plate. Ticks off the shoulder of Bowen and rolls to the backstop. It's 1-1.
And again, Parker had 3 starts his freshman year at Arkansas. He did go 3 2/3 against Army back on March 7th, 2023. One of his first career starts.
The 1-1, up and in. Holcomb lifts his hands and lets it fly inside, 1-1. We were wondering last night, with the game on the line there, and 2 runners on, the 2-1. Pop foul right side out of play. Why Parker Coyle wasn't in the game? He's the current team leader in saves. He has 2. And of course, we later found out the answer. He is today's starter. But still, that is a spot where he has really thrived, coming in those late game situations and just locking it down. 2-1, bounced over Coyle towards short. Glove by Willits, fires across his body. Athletic move to first for out number 1. 6-3 put out for the first out of the inning.
Now batting,
action out in the
second
Bourne
baseman from
bullpen.
Coastal
Shady
Carolina,
Thompson
number
out of
21,
Vanderbilt.
Blake Barthel.
Southpaw starting to get loose out in the Bourne bullpen out in left fields.
Here's Barthel, second baseman, struck out in his first at bat. Coyle looks in, lifts, and deals. Ball off the outer edge, 1-0. Scoreboard update, Brewster leads Orleans 4-3, bottom of the 7th. Orleans at 5-13. The 1-0. Breaking ball. Finds the zone at 1-1. Battle of the 2 first-place teams. Wareham 6 and YD1 bottom 7. Gatemen have the best record. Oh, actually, beg your pardon. They can get the best record in the league. Swinging strike, it's 1-2. They're at 12-5. YD's at 13-5. So they'll be at 13-5 if they win, and then YD would go to 13-6. Wareham hasn't won in quite some time down at Red Wilson Field. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And down goes Barthel on strikes for the second time tonight. Katu at 2 and Hyannis 1. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. That is the second and third place teams in the West Division. If the playoffs began today, they would play in a 1-game playoff. The other game Harwich Chatham, mid-1, up at the home of the Anglers. Swing and strike, 0-1 on Gillespie. Davis Gillespie, left fielder, 0 for 1. Pitch is popped off the end of the bat, soaring out to right. Back now in LaSalle, F9. And how about a 1-2-3 for Parker Coyle, who has retired 5 in a row on the Bourne lineup. We'll see if he gets a 5th inning and make it back-to-back nights of 5-inning starts from guys who really don't start very much. It's been a great night so far at Doran Park. Doors just need some offense. We're going to the 5th here on Doors Radio.
Ace Ticket is proud.
All right, whenever you're ready. All right, 3, 2. Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best Seafood Sam's has to offer.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
Hi, I'm Jack Seppings, a pitcher from Brown University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Expect to see Jack Seppings start again this week as the Doors enter another week of baseball here on Cape Cod. This will be their first full week in the month of July. Aiden Blank, Brendan Schenk, great to be with you. Gabe Perrin is our producer on this lovely Sunday evening. He just gave us the hook 'em horns. Or was it the hang 10 sign over from the producer's chair? All right, Braden. Well, Scott Landers is going to the bullpen for the first time today, and he's going to find J.D. Thompson to try and get him through the next couple innings.
Vanderbilt Commodore just finishing up his sophomore season down in Nashville. Mainly a starter, believe it or not. Pitched in 14 games for Vandy. Made 12 starts on the season, a 5-2 record, 74 strikeouts. So the guy that you got to assume Scott Landers is going to look to eat up some innings here in a deadlocked game in the top of the 5th.
Gets to the final line in just a moment on Novotny. A little bit of a shame he's not going to be in line for a decision here. First pitch, taken high by Jack Bell as he retreats out of the box. It's 1-0. So you're going 8, 9, and 1 here. Bell, Barquette, and Willits in the 5th. Bell readies, takes a big swing and a miss. 1-1.
Maybe just doing some research on J.D. Thompson. Head coach Tim Corbin down at Vanderbilt. A lot of positive things to say about this left-hand arm. Young pitcher, but definitely a sky of potential for him.
1-1 coming. Swinging strike again. Bell has had a very strange swing here these last 2 bats. He likes to kind of backpedal in the box a little bit almost. Take a look at where those feet go as he works with an open stance here on a 1-2 pitch. Thompson delivers, and Bell slides forward, takes it low and out into the dirt, 2-2. He's definitely moving in that box. A little bit of an interesting approach there at the plate from the new TCU Horned Frog. Now the 2-2. High and out, and Bell's worked himself a nice full count after looking silly on those 2 swinging strikes. He's really battled back nicely. Payoff pitch coming in Thompson's opening batter. Hit it high in the air, curling down the left field line. Is this going to reach the seats? It will. It's not usually much of a problem thinking about that here. Again, not a lot of foul room, even less as you go all the way down that line.
Just going to say the fence is almost diagonal going to the foul pole, essentially.
3-2 coming. Set at the belt. And a third strike called on the outer third of the zone. Bell was halfway out of the box. He's down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts for Bourne pitching to start the bottom of this door order. And now here's Isaiah Marquette.
Number 6, Isaiah
One strikeout in the summer for J.D. Thompson. The 2 innings of work for the Bravos so far. Definitely got strikeout stuff, as he just showed.
He's going to work for the full wind here on Barquette, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Ball's low for 1-0. Final line on Novotny. He had a great night. Again, despite that first inning, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The 1-0. Check swing, low, good. Frame job by Guzman behind the dish. It is a called strike 1-1. Again, Novotny, because the game is tied, no longer in line for anything. He'll get a no decision no matter what happens today, but certainly a very good outing in his book. Barquette swings out of his shoes. It's 1-2. Again, given that he came in with a 9 ERA, that certainly should drop to at least about a 7 or so.
Yeah, it's always a little misleading after you make your first start, not necessarily the best representation. And now that he's got 7 innings under his belt, should be a little bit more fair.
Little chopper left side. Shuffling over, Holcomb cuts off the shortstop, Grady, and shuffles over to first for out number 2. It is a 6-3 putout, and the Doors just really have had a bad streak in them in that last stretch of 9. Everybody getting their second at bat. You had Willits walk, Bowen single. Everybody else was put out, including 2 via the strikeout.
Yeah, and again, it's got the Jack Bell strikeout looking, his second time going down looking. But you don't want to, feed to the pitcher, especially when he's up there in the pitch count, give him the strikeout stuff.
First offering, called strike right down the middle to Jackson Willett, shortstop out of Oklahoma. 0-1. Tomorrow's game against Orleans. Starting pitchers are in. Here's the 0-1. He turns on it well early and fouls it all the way down into the edge of that Bourne dugout towards the camera folks. We know our buddy Adam Gotkin is down there working sideline for Bourne. Boker versus Ferguson tomorrow. How about Francis Ferguson getting his first start of the summer for the Doors? Ball drops low into the dirt, rolls up on Guzman on his chest protector. It's 1-1. Fergie, a lefty out of Eastern Nazarene. He has not started a game, but he owns a 3.46 ERA, and he's 2-0 on the season with 8 strikeouts.
It's always a weird time in the Cape season after pitchers throw their third starts, tries to, leave the roster. You got to find new starters.
The 1-2 just off the plate, 2-2.
But it's a problem that every team is going through. Again, you have to kind of find that second rotation. You have your first, 15 games or so, 5 starters, 3 starts. But by game 16, you kind of run into an issue of who we throwing out there to start.
2-2, 2 out. Popped up, foul right side. Count holds. Schiff kind of mentioned that in Schiff notes today about they were a little bit surprised. I'm assuming Hayden Frank was who he was referring to maybe about Hayden's now on the draft protected list, so he is going to at least try his hand at the MLB draft. Hard hit to third, rolls up on Holcomb, who fields, fires a long throw, and it's caught by Wang right up against the dirt. And that is the end of the inning. And how about a pair of nice clean innings for Bourne pitching, and the first one certainly went great for J.D. Thompson. Braden Shank's play-by-play debut, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 1-1 Bourne and Falmouth here on Doors Radio.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience. The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of three things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
Hey, this is Joe Castiglione of the Boston Red Sox. Stay tuned for more Commodores baseball.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Braves and the Commodores. A pitching change as we go to the bottom of the fifth, and for his play-by-play debut here in the Cape Cod Baseball League, very proud to turn it over to my friend, our fearless leader, Mr. Braden Shank. Braden?
Well, thank you, my friend Aiden. New arm into the ballgame for the Commodores, and it's the likes of Riley Stanford who relieves Parker Coyle, who pitched a new career-high 4 innings as a starting pitcher for the relief arm from Arkansas. Now he turns things over to Riley Stanford, who will look to keep us at this 1-1 affair as we head into the bottom half of the fifth. It will be the 7-8-9 due up for the Bravos. Chris Stanford, the LSU Tiger, set to do battle against the right-handed Stanford. Quick one so far from Doran Park, a game that's only an hour and 20 minutes into it, and we're already halfway through it. Stanford digs into the right-handed batter's box, waggles the bat above his right shoulder. Stanford's first pitch sends it home. And it's a called strike at the knees.
Stanfield versus Stanford here.
Just going to say that. At first I thought they had the same last name, Sanfield, Stanford. Nonetheless, Riley comes set at the belt from the windup. Second pitch out in the other batter's box. It's 1-1. Sanfield grounded out back in the second inning. 0-for-1 line he brings in, a 134 average he brings into this contest. A ball and a strike. Deep breath from Stanford, sends it home. Ball once again fading into the right-handed batter's box. Called ball, and it's 2-1. Sanfield's digs back into the right-handed batter's box, widens the legs, and waggles the bat. The 2-1 deal from Riley. All 3 missing outside and off speed. 85 on the gun, and Riley just trying to get command of the strike zone.
He's had a little bit of a problem with walks, but again, the biggest problem he's had this season is with home runs, which will be interesting because Bourne has yet to hit a home run here this season.
3-1, called strike at the knees of Sanfields. Almost tossed the bat back to the dugout. Instead, he'll wait and exchange a word with our home plate umpire, Jim Franseca. Rick Antonio man's first. Josh Garcia, the third base umpire. Sent by United umpires. The 3-2 deal from Riley. Ground ball on over to the first base bag. Barquette fields it and will take it himself for out number 1. Easy 3 unassisted for the first out in the bottom of the fifth. We'll turn things on over to another ACC guy, and Nick Wang out of Boston College.
Now batting, the first baseman from Boston College, number 29, Nick
Wang struck out swinging back in the second inning. Looking for a better fortune here in the bottom of the fifth. Deadlocked at 1 apiece between the Bravos and the Doors. Stanford climbs the hill, toes the rubber right in the middle of it. Brings it home. First pitch, a called strike at the knees of Wang, and it's 0-1. Wang, a native of Newton, Mass. Just about 64 miles north of Bourne. Back playing in his home state, the 0-1. Ball low, stabbed by Bowen. It's 1-1. Started in 55 of 57 potential games as a sophomore in 2023 with his first season at Boston College. A ball and a strike, 1 out. Stanford deals it home. Ball upstairs at the eye level of Nick Wang. A 96-mile-per-hour heater from Riley Stanford. Wang digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Stanford takes the deep breath and brings it home. Off speed, runs just inside on Wang. The count moves to 3-1 now on the Bourne 8-hole hitter. Bravos just one hit in the ball game, a single thanks to Clay Grady in the third inning. But they did bring a run home in the first, the 3-1 in the dirt ball 4, and Nick Wang will be aboard via a 4-pitch walk. Runner aboard, one out for Adonis Guzman, the catcher out of Arizona.
Number 7, Adonis Guzman.
One out, bottom of the 5th. 1-1 ball game. Former Pac-12 member. Digs into his back right pockets, adjusts the pants, and plants the feet. Wang on first, one out. Stanford comes set just above the belts. Leg kick brings it home, and it's a ball in the dirt. Missing just low, an 86-mile-per-hour off speed from Riley Stanford. The hitter's got the 1-0 advantage. Stanford comes set from the stretch, the 1-0. Liner on over to the second baseman, Bell. He knocks it down to Willits at short. Relay to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play ends matters in the bottom of the 5th. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Riley Stanford. Top of the 6th coming up next from Doran Park.
Lucevero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucevero at dianalucevero.com.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Hi, I'm Luke Gaffney, a first baseman for Purdue, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Top of the 6th on tap from Doran Park. 1-1, the Commodores and the Bravos. For great sandwiches, calzones, and pizzas, go to Supreme Pizza. Open daily until 8:30 p.m. Come by before or after the game to grab some food. Thank you, Supreme Pizza, for sponsoring the Commodores all summer long. And it will be the likes of Gavin Keelan due up first in the top of the 6th
Now
against
batting,
J.D.
the DH
Thompson.
from the University of Tennessee,
The 2, 3,
number
4,
3,
Keelan,
Gavin
Gaffney,
Keelan.
and Carey. Both teams putting up one run in the first inning. Since then, goose eggs the last 4. Keelan steps into the left-handed batter's box. The lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch from Thompson. Keelan flies this one foul down the left field line. And it's 0-1. Some kids going to chase after. One of the Cape League traditions. Kids trying to get the foul balls. No balls and a strike on Gavin Keelan. He steps out of the batter's box, adjusts the black helmets, waves the tan bat at Thompson. He's ready to do battle. Thompson fires it in. Keelan line drive into left field. Chasing it back is Gillespie. Settles under it, and he'll bring it in for out number 1. 2 pitches and an out for Thompson in the top of the 6th. Luke Gaffney will step in. Going to erase his 0 for 2
Now
day.
batting, the left fielder from Clemson University, number 16, Luke Gaffney.
One of the new Clemson Tigers transferring out from Purdue. Also one of the most consistent hitters for this Commodore team this summer. 21 hits, only 4 games this summer. Gaffney has failed to record a hit. And the 18 played so far this summer. Thompson from the windup. Gaffney checks swing, and yes, says home plate umpire Jim Fonseca, and it's 0-1. Gaffney steps out of the right-handed batter's box, adjusts the maroon and white batting gloves before waggling the maroon and tan bat above his right ear. The 0-1 from Thompson, ball just low. Good frame job by Guzman. The count levels off at 1-1. Southpaw Thompson toes the rubber along the third base side, puts his black glove up to his face, only showing the eyes. A ball on a strike, Thompson's deal. Gaffney swings and missing on it. It's 1-2. Once again, Gaffney will retreat out of the batter's box, stare into the maroon barrel of his bats, before tapping the plate and getting set. A ball and 2 strikes. Thompson's deal. Gaffney, fly ball, trailing foul. This one will get up into the stands for a 1-2 count. Kind of like a natural bleachers they have built here at Bourne Park. Not defined bleachers, just kind of up on a hill, if you will. Some rows of grass and concrete, I guess you could say.
We were only here twice last year, so we didn't, we really haven't gotten a chance to fully experience Doran Park a lot.
Really good,
1-2 pitch just low, below the knees of the 6'2 Gaffney, and it's a 2-2 count. 1 out, top of the 6th. Score tied at 1 between the Bravos and the Doors. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thompson sends it home. Gaffney check swing. Yes, says home plate umpire Jim Fonseca. Luke Gaffney in disbelief, and John Schiffner will exchange some words with our home plate umpire. It was called by the home plate umpire. Didn't check down at first. He called it right there, and 2 out of the 3 strikes were called by the home plate umpire.
Number 28, Dylan
There was
Carey.
a little bit of a discrepancy there as to whether they called down or not.
Well, home plate umpire Fonseca said yes, he did on 2 of the 3 strikes. So nonetheless, Dylan Carey will bat with 2 outs. First pitch runs inside. Carey gets out of the way of it. It's 1-0. 2 gone, top of the 6th. Bourne 1, Falmouth 1 here from Doran Park. Carey adjusts the batting helmets and steps back into the right-handing batter's box. Thompson comes set right above the face from the windup. Carey fly ball into right field, and the first baseman Wang will watch it out as it levels off at a ball and a strike. And that's the thing, when you got a bench coach like John Schiffner who's been doing it for as long as him, he's kind of seen it all. And when he says something to the home plate umpire, you do kind of look at that. He's been in the league for close to, 3 decades now? Ball and a strike. Thompson's pitch upstairs at the eye level of Dylan Carey. It's 2-1, a 91-mile-per-hour fastball.
You could make a good argument for 3 decades, even, after 25 years with Chatham. He still, first of all, he played, but he also, was still around.
Carey swings and whiffs on it. It's 2-2. When you think of greatest managers of all time in Cape Cod Baseball League history, I would say John Schiffner is definitely up there.
Certainly.
Deuces run wild, 2 outs. Thompson from the windup on its way to Carey. Swinging and missing is Dylan Carey. He's fanned, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as J.D. Thompson has sat down the last 2 Commodores via the strikeout. Bottom half of the 6th, Bourne looking to break the tie we have from Doran Park.
When the Doors need to fuel up, they head to Supreme Pizza and Subs. Their menu has everything from pies to calzones to salads and subs. And with their online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away. They're open every day of the week at 147 T-Ticket Highway in Falmouth. Make sure to stop by and grab a bite at Supreme Pizza and Subs.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park. Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of.
Hi, I'm Megan Murphy. I'm the photo coordinator for the Falmouth Commodores, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Home half of the 6th from Doran Park. It's the 1-2-3 due up from the Bravos in a game that is a stalemate at 1 apiece between Bourne and Falmouth. Riley Stanford working into his 2nd inning of relief work. First pitch just fires a strike in there, and off speed falls in at the belts of the Virginia Tech Hokie Clay Grady. Grady swinging it from the right-handed side. Slow movement of the bat above his right shoulder. The 0-1 from Stanford. Flown into right field. Shortstop, or second baseman Bell calls off LaSalle and makes the grab himself. He came out all the way into no man's land to make that one.
Bell's had his defensive moments. He's had a little bit of trouble fielding a couple of ground balls, but overall, he's certainly obviously a very highly touted prospect out of high school. Was committed to Arizona State, went to A&M, and now has found a home at TCU. From the way he tells it, it sounds like there was never really a choice. As soon as he stepped on foot at campus, he loved it.
Bunting it is Kojal. He'll try to sprint it out. Stanford fields it, fires it just wide of the first baseman Barquette. And Cam Kojal is aboard with a bunt single. Only the 2nd hit if they do score a hit. Kojal was speeding down the line. A wide throw from Stanford. Back up by the right fielder, Donovan LaSalle. And that's where not much foul territory comes into play. Ricochets off the fence, and LaSalle was right there to corral it. Nonetheless, runner aboard, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, and Ethan Conrad will be the new batter.
I like the scoring decision there. He earned himself a single.
First pitch, a ball inside on the Wake Forest Demon Deacon Conrad. Still has yet to be officially scored on the game day. Nonetheless, Stanford comes set at the belts. From the stretch, Conrad grounder underneath the glove of Carey in the left field. Dylan Carey trying to olay it, instead gets underneath the glove in the left field for Gaffney. And his runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out.
And that ball just, I mean, you got to get lower. There's no other way to say that, Braden. I know it was coming fast. Carey didn't have a chance to get low enough, but you need to get low and block that baseball. And at least keep it on the infield. That one, no doubt, will be a single.
Back-to-back singles for the Bravos, and Braden Holcomb will bat. 2 groundouts to the shortstop Willits for his day. 19 hits entering play. That's 6th best on Cape Cod. And he's got a prime opportunity in front of him. 1 out. Score tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Stanford comes set at the belts from the stretch. First pitch, a ball just low of the knees of Holcomb. Stanford trying to paint that bottom black of the zone. Instead, he falls behind a ball and no strikes. Stanford launches it in. Ball in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen. Have to use a backhand to pick it, and it's 2-0. Riley regroups his thoughts. Takes a quick lap around the rubber before towing it right in the middle. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Kojal on 2nd. Conrad on 1st, both reaching via singles. 2-0. Big swing and whiffing on it is Holcomb. He was swinging for the fences on it. As you mentioned, Aiden, Bourne has yet to hit a home run at their own ballpark this summer. Only 4 for the Bravos all season long, all on the road. 2 balls and a strike. Riley Stanford comes set just above the belts. He hurls it home. Holcomb skies this one down the right field line. Barquette sprinting back, and he will watch this one clear the fence out of play, and the Deuces run wilds. A lot of speed from Isaiah Barquette, first baseman out of Stetson. As we mentioned, not much foul ground to work with. Stanford collecting his thoughts, adjusting the ball cap. Falmouth wearing The Cape Cod Baseball League camo hats tonight, along with their road blacks, reading Falmouth across the chest, and the maroon lettering and the white outline. White piping down the middle, and the white buttons. Stanford comes set at the belts, shakes the head and brings home the 2-2. Ball in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen. The count now runs full. As for Bourne, they're in the home whites with the red numbering, blue outline, reading Braves across the chest. As the feathers off the B for Bourne. Of course, the Bourne B on the right shoulder. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stanford's deal. Grounder on over to the first baseman, Barquette. He fires to Willits on short. Thought about throwing it back to first and said he'll eat it, so a fielder's choice gets Conrad at second, but there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. Get thought about getting the double play. Instead, all they get is 1. And there's 2 outs as Blake Barthol, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer, will bat. I gotta ask Aiden, do you know what a Chanticleer is?
I do not.
I've always wondered that. I mean, it's tough to say.
Oh, you want me to look it up?
Oh, it can look
I
it up.
thought you knew the answer and you were asking me. That's how the trivias go. We're finally able to talk. We talked a little bit about trivia on air with you last night. Braden's the one, when we're at home and you have the trivia questions, Braden's the one who makes the trivia questions. So that's generally how it goes, is you know the answer, and you're just asking us.
First pitch to Barthol outside to the left-handed swinging second baseman. But I've always wondered that because it's always a debate how you say it, but then once you figure that out, you're like, what is a Chanticleer? I mean, it looks like some sort of bird, I guess, based off the mascot. Nonetheless, it's a ball and no strikes on the Bourne second baseman. 1-0. Off speed, falls out in the other batter's box. It's 2-0.
You were kind of right. It says a Chanticleer is a rooster, and the term is often used as a proper name. The word comes from Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, specifically the Nun Priest's Tale, which features a rooster that sang clear.
Called strike on the outer black, a fastball from Stanford, and it's 2-1. Can't say I've read any of those pieces of literature or knew that story. More you learn.
It's from Old French.
Time called by the batter, Barthol. And they're going to call a violation on Barthol. He was not in the box, ready to go. So nonetheless, a called strike on Barthol by the home plate umpire. It's 2-2. The 2-2 deal. Ball just low, taking off for second is Holcomb. No throw from Bowen. Holcomb kind of tried to hold up between first and second base, tried to force a throw. Nonetheless, he snags second base with ease. There's 2 runners in scoring position now for the Bourne 5-hole hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Score tied at 1. Stanford takes a deep breath, then sends home the full count deal. Off speed, runs just high on Barthol, and he will trot down to first with a walk as the bases are now loaded. Stanford trying to paint the top part of the zone.
The left fielder from the University of Southern Mississippi, number 18, Davis.
And as a result, bases loaded for Davis Gillespie out of Southern Missouri. Other Southern Mississippi. Stanford comes set at the belts. First pitch home. Line drive into left field, chasing it back, Luke Gaffney. He ranges up and it's gone. A grand slam for Davis Gillespie. And no, it actually bounced over the fence, and it's a ground rule double.
I remember quite a few times last year, Braden, getting fooled by that myself because they have the banners, but in the spots where there aren't banners on the outfield fence, it's completely clear and it's far enough away, your depth perception gets all messed up. And so, you're right, it is a ground rule double, and it scores 2 runs.
Gaffney was tracing it back. I saw the ball go over the fence. I guess I didn't see that it bounced first. Nonetheless, it's a ground rule double. Bourne goes up 3-1, and Davis Gillespie drives in 2 with a ground rule double.
And still runners on second and third here.
First
You're
pitch
not out of this by a long shot.
to Stanfields. Now with a Bravo lead. I mean, I guess it's better than a grand slam, which would have put him up 5-1. Bourne still in search for that first home run at Doran Park, but the Bravos have a lead now. Stanford's 1-0 deal in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen. It's 2-0, and Carson will call time and chat with his pitcher.
Stanford has had a knack for giving up big home runs, but the good news is he usually seems to work around that. The last time that we saw him, he gave up a home run. Other than that, he was real good.
Now pitching coach Mike Landry will take the trot out from the dugouts. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Bourne has already brought 2 runners home thanks to a Davis Gillespie ground rule double. Scored Kojal and Braden Holcomb. As a result, the Commodores find themselves trailing the Braves 3-1. Bourne entered the inning with only 1 hit on the scoreboard. A single from Kojal, a single from Conrad, and that double from Gillespie. The Commodores find themselves trailing on the road. Mound meeting has been dismissed. Everyone returns to their spots. Batter is still Chris Stanfield out of LSU, 0 for 2 in the ball game. And what has so far been an offensive bottom of the 6th for the Bravos. Stanford comes set at the belts, takes a deep breath, and slings home the 2-0. Check swing on over to first base. Yes, says first base umpire Rick Antonio. It's 2 balls and a strike now. Stanfield waggles the bat above his right shoulder inside the right-handed batter's box. Liner back up the middle. This one gets into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes Gillespie chugging for the plate. The throw is offline. A 2 RBI single for Chris Stanfield, and the Braves take a 5-1 lead. The floodgates have opened at Doran Park. A 4-run inning for Bourne, and they lead this game by 4.
Batting, the first baseman from Boston College, number 29, Nick
Oh,
Wang.
wow, the tides have turned.
How many times have we seen this, Braden? A great starting outing, going 5 innings or whatever it may be, turns into just a bad start from the bullpen. And they usually recover, but it's usually not enough. And this is just too many times that you've had these big innings come out from your first or second arms out of the bullpen.
First pitch, a called strike on Nick Wang. Boston College Eagle, the 0-1 deal. Ball out in the other batter's box. It's 1-1. Stanfield stands on first after a 2 RBI single. In the bottom of the 6th, Bourne leads 5-1. The 1-1. Called strike. Bowen's throw to second on the steal attempt. It's late, and it's a stolen base for Chris Stanfield. The 45th stolen base by Bourne this summer. That leads the Cape Cod Baseball League. I'd like to try to take the free base. As a result, there's now a runner on second with 2 gone in the 6th. Bourne leading by 4. Stanford comes set just above the belts. From the stretch, launches it home. Grounder on over to the second baseman, Bell. He knocks it down, fires on to first in time for out number 3. A long inning that results in a crooked number for the Bravos. 4 runs for Bourne, and they lead the ball game 5-1. 6 innings in the books. Top of the 7th coming up next.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best Seafood Sam's has to offer.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, 3, 2. Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
Hi, I'm Riley Stanford, a pitcher and outfielder from Georgia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Falmouth coming to bat in the top of the 7th. The Commodores trailing the Braves by the score of 5-1 as the lights have turned on here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. Braden Shank, Aiden Blank with you. So glad you can be with us here on this Sunday night for some Cape Cod Baseball League action. Gavin Turley, the first to bat for Falmouth in the inning. 0-for-1 in the ball game. Batting in the 5 spot for head coach Jeff Trundy. Thompson's first pitch on its way. Turley shows bunt and skies this one foul along the first base dugout, which is occupied by the Falmouth Commodores. Turley, as we mentioned, coming off of a big night last night, which he slugged a grand slam in a 4-2 victory for the Commodores over the Chatham Anglers. Turley adjusts the batting gloves before digging back into the right-handed batter's box and waggles the bat above his right ear. Thompson coming set right above the face and works from the windup, the 0-1. Ball in the dirt, it's 1-1. Count even at a ball and a strike for the Oregon State Beaver, Gavin Turley. Taps the bat with the black glove, with the back bat. Thompson shakes off the first sign, likes the second, and sends home the 1-1. A ball just outside on the outer part, it's 2-1. What's interesting is the last time the Commodores won a road game was back in 2023, last summer. It was right here at Doran Park, and Gavin Turley went 3 for 5 in that ball game with a home run. Down to 5 on the pitch clock. Thompson goes into the windup. Turley a little late on it, skies it foul into the grandstands here at Doran Park as the Deuces run wilds. Falmouth 0-8 on the road this summer, still in search of their first road victory. 6-12 overall on the summer. 5.5 games back of the division leader Wareham. If they were to come back and win this game today, they would slide into the 4th and final playoff spot. The 2-2 from Thompson. Turley has to jackknife his way out of it. Avoids getting hit, and the count runs full at 3-2. Pitch that ran a little too inside on Gavin Turley. Takes a practice swing. Will maneuver his way back into the right-handed batter's box. Top of the 7th, Bourne leads Falmouth 5-1. Thompson from the windup. Turley liner on the ground on over the third base dugout. And they'll do it again.
How many balls have we seen over to that third base dugout? And I don't know that we've seen many over to the first base dugout.
Got to be on high alert at all times. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat is about to ensue as Thompson comes set right above the face. And he whips home the 3-2. Foul back by Turley, and he stays alive. Back kid goes and retrieves it. The crowd staying here at Doran Park. Fans all along the first base berm, some behind us along the third base berm. All bringing beach chairs, no defined bleachers here at Doran Park. Kind of seat wherever you want. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the Oregon State Beaver, Gavin Turley. Thompson's deal. Turley lines this one foul down the left field line. And a long at-bat from Gavin Turley.
This might be the one field in this league where you have to bring a beach chair. Usually you have the ability to, but you have space to sit if you don't want to. I'm trying to think. I don't know that there's many other fields where you really can't sit in a bleacher. Again, closest thing is those makeshift bleachers behind us.
The 3-2. Called strike 3. Off speed drops in there at the belt of Turley, and the 76-mile-per-hour off speed sends Gavin Turley back to the dugout with a backwards
Now
K.
batting, the catcher from Texas Christian University, number 14.
1 out in the top of the 7th, and Carson Bowen will step in. He's responsible for the last Commodore hit, which was a single back in the 4th inning. Was stranded aboard on first base. Again, it was a game that the Commodores led 1-0, put up 1 run in the top of the 1st. Since then, have yet to bring another run home as the first pitch is a ball in the dirt, scooped up by Guzman. Bourne, just that 4-run 6th inning has really changed the momentum of this ball game. Thompson's 1-0. Off-speed runs up above the head of Bowen, and it's 2-0. Carson with a .500 batting average in the month of July. Still early, but 5 hits in the new month. Waves the black bat at the pitcher, Thompson. Thompson sends it home. It's a ball in the dirt. 3-0. J.D. Thompson climbs the hill, now in his 3rd inning of relief work. Lobs it home. Called strike at the inner knees of Bowen, and it's 3-1. Carson takes a deep breath and steps back into the right-handed batter's box. 3 balls, 1 strike. Thompson launches it home. Bowen, sky-high fly ball, ranging over the right fielder, Conrad. He'll settle under it, put 2 hands up, and make the grab for out number 2. 2 outs, and Donovan LaSalle will bat. Looking to start a 2-out rally for the Commodores. 2 strikeouts for the Oklahoma State Cowboy. Went down looking in the 2nd, swinging in the 4th. Part of a Bourne pitching staff that, again, gave up the first run in the first 5 batters of the game, but since then have sat down all but 1 Commodore hitter. First pitch to LaSalle, just in and out of the glove of Guzman, ball number 1. Sal just finishing his freshman season at Oklahoma State. Pretty good year with the ball club in Stillwater. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss from LaSalle. Count levels off at a ball and a strike. Originally from Louisiana. Took his talents to Oklahoma before taking the trip up here north to Cape Cod for the summer. A ball and a strike. Thompson steal inside on LaSalle. He maneuvers his way out of it. It's 2-1. Thompson climbs the hill. LaSalle returns to the right-handed batter's box. Low movement of the bat above the right ear. The 2-1 offering. Off speed gets LaSalle chasing in the dirt. Brutal 12-6 curveball from J.D. Thompson. And the deuces run wild.
Braden, I have to ask, what did we just hear in our ears?
I was trying to figure that out.
You know what? I think they're dumping the ice bucket down the line.
The 2-2 offering to LaSalle, and it's a called strike 3 at the knees. LaSalle in disbelief, but it's a strike 3 looking, and J.D. Thompson. 9 batters, 9 outs for the relief pitcher from Vanderbilt. It's stretch time from Doran Park, and the Bravos hold on to a 5-1 lead.
Is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seeding by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseedingexpert.com for your next seeding solution.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Hi, I'm Ryan Martin, a video director and associate producer from the University of Maryland, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Bottom of the 7th from Doran Park in Bourne, and a new pitcher in for the Falmouth Commodores, the southpaw out of Fairfield University, Bowen Baker, will come in and relieve from Riley Stanford after a 4-run 6th inning from the Bravos, gave Bourne a 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Baker appearing in his 6th game of the summer, first since the 4th of July when he threw 2 innings against the Katuitt Kettleers.
Number 7, Adonis Guzman.
The 6 games, the 4th he's appeared in on the road this summer, and the first batter to greet him will be Adonis Guzman, the returning Bourne Brave and catcher for the Bravos. Guzman, a ground out to the second baseman and a 4-6-3 double play. His 2 at-bats. First pitch from the lefty Baker. A ball just above the Braves lettering on the jersey of Guzman, called for a ball. And Adonis will dig back into the right-handed batter's box. Baker takes a deep breath, comes set at the belts. And from the windup, brings home the 1-0. Called strike on the inner part of the zone at the knees of Guzman, and it's 1-1 now. Transferred from Boston College to Arizona, Guzman, the 1-1 from Baker. Guzman flies this one into right field. LaSalle takes a couple steps back and puts the tan glove up to make the catch for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting, the shortstop.
1 out, and the lineup flips over to the Virginia Tech Hokie, Clay Grady. A 1-for-2 day for the shortstop out of Blacksburg. Had a single back in the 3rd, which was the first hit for the Bravos of the day. And the right-handed swinging shortstop will bat with 1 out. Baker's first pitch. A ball just outside. Off speed for Baker, was trying to drop in on the outer black, just missed. And as a result, it's a 1-0 count.
Task is pretty simple right here for Baker. Just hold the line.
Ball just low on the knees of the 5'9 shortstop, and it's 2-0 now. Bourne 5, Falmouth 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Game 19 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. The 2-0 from Baker. Off speed runs high at the eye level of Grady, and it's now 3-0. On deck stands Cam Kojal. A single back in the 6th, a big home run last night for the Bravos, and a loss to Katuitt. The 3-0 from Baker. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Clay Grady. This one missed inside. The Hokie shortstop will trot down to first with his 2nd walk of the ballgame.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 8, Camden Kojal.
Kojal out of Vanderbilt University. Omaha, Nebraska he calls home, and the left-handed swinging DH will fare against the left-handed pitching Bowen Baker. Baker comes set at the belt, takes a deep breath, and fires home the first pitch to Kojal. It's a ball in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen, and it's 1-0. Game was 1-1 after the first inning. Both teams exchanging a run. Went zeros in the 2nd, zeros in the 3rd, 0 and 4-5, and then 4 runs for the Bravos in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Grounder just foul on over to the first base coach's box. Quinn Stromberg not able to make the play in the box. A ball and a strike to Kojal. Batting 196 on the summer. A ball and a strike. Baker comes set at the belts. Down to 10 on the pitch clock. Works from the stretch. The ball out in the other batter's box, the right-handed batter's box, and it's 2-1 now on the Braves' designated hitter. Cam coming off of a ball game last night, as I mentioned, a 1-for-3 outing, hit a solo home run in the 1st inning. Just the 2nd batter of the game, the 2-1. Kojal lines this one into left field. Ranging back is Gaffney, and he's unable to make it as it rings up against the wall. Advancing to 3rd is Grady, and he'll take the round on over to home, and Clay Grady scores from 1st. It's an RBI double for Cam Kojal, and the Braves make it 6-1. big hit off the bat of Kojal. And it's an RBI double for the Braves' designated hitter. You talk about quality versus quantity, Aiden, for this Bourne team. 6 runs off just 6 hits. They've only left 3 runners aboard in the game. Ethan Conrad will bat 1 away, bottom of the 7th. 5-run Bravo lead. Conrad a single in his last at-bat in the 6th. 2 other groundouts for his 1-for-3 line. At the belts and fires home the pitch. Line back foul off the netting behind home plate. And it's 0-1. Conrad, the team's leader in batting average, RBIs, stolen base, tied for the home run lead, which is just 1 home run, in which he recorded against YD back on the 2nd of July, 5 days ago. Baker comes set at the belts. The 0-1 delivery. Taking off for third is Kojal. Ball outside, fire on to third. And safe is the call by Josh Garcia at third. And it's a stolen base for Cam Kojal, the 3rd for the Braves in the ballgame. More running for days, now up to 46 stolen bases on the young summer. A ball and a strike on Conrad. Pitch low in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen. Now 2-1. A run already home for the Braves. Clay Grady walked and then came around to score on that double. Scored all the way from first base to make it 6-1. And Cam Kojal stands on third. The 2-1 for Baker. Ball just outside in the right-handed batter's box. And it's 3-1 to the left-handed swinging Conrad. Baker knocks home the 3-1. Line back foul, and now it's full. Braves right fielder steps out of the batter's box, adjusts the batting gloves. He stares into the tan bat and places the feet in the left-handed batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch from Baker on its way. Fouled off the inside of the bat.
It's a strike.
Some confusion.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I thought it hit the bat.
I thought he swung. I thought it was pretty clear. He, A, swung, and B, it hit the bat.
And now...
Oh, Jeff Trundy's going to go out for an explanation. This is a little bit of a rarity.
Well, here's the thing, Aiden. After the first pitch is thrown, Jeff Trundy's the only one that's allowed to talk to the umpire as the manager. So he's going to come out to just about in between the first base path and the first base dugout. And the umpires will now meet. Looked like the ball was really up close to the face of Conrad. Hit off of something. I thought it was the bat. Instead, it hit off of him.
They can come listen to our broadcast. It very clearly sounded like he hit off the bat. Contact was very clearly made.
So now the 3 umpires will meet. Jim Franseca behind home plate, Rick Antonio at first, and Josh Garcia at third base meet just in front of the pitcher's mound. Crew brought to you from United Umpires. Trainers checking in on Conrad at first. And the meeting has dismantled. And call will stand. So a hit by pitch is the call, and Ethan Conrad will be aboard on first base.
Now batting, the third baseman from Vanderbilt University, number 34.
Kojal on third, Conrad on first, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. The new batter is Braden Holcomb, the third baseman out of Vanderbilt. First pitch, high fly ball in the right field. LaSalle settles under it. Catch is made, tagging from third is Kojal, and the throw will be on its way to second as Kojal scores to make it 7-1 Bourne. A sac fly given to Braden Holcomb. 2 outs for Blake Barthol. RBI number 6 on the summer for Holcomb.
Number 21, Blake Barthol.
And Barthol will trot his way into the left-handed batter's box. One of 3 lefties in the Bourne lineup, set to do battle against the southpaw Bowen Baker.
pitch from Baker. Ball just outside, missing in the right-handed batter's box. Baker grabs a clump of dirt before grasping the ball in the left hand. Ball, no strikes, Baker's deal. Taking off for second is Conrad. Foul ball off the bat of Barthol, and it's 1-1. Very bizarre sequence a batter ago, and that's what put Ethan Conrad on first base. Back kid giving a fresh pair of baseballs to Jim Franseca behind the dish. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Braves lead the Doors 7-1 here at Doran Park in game 19 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Baker brings home the 1-1. Ball upstairs at the eye level of Barthol, and it's now 2-1. For Falmouth, they return home tomorrow to take on the Orleans Firebirds, a 6 o'clock first pitch against the Birds. Baker eyes down the runner before bringing home the 2-1. Upstairs, coming to full extension as Carson Bowen make the grab, and it's 3-1. Sun slowly dissolving out in the distance. Lights have turned on here at Doran Park. 3 balls and a strike to count on the Coastal Carolina products. The 3-1, ball upstairs, and it's ball number 4 on the Braves second baseman.
Now batting,
Runners on first and second for Davis Gillespie. He had that big RBI ground rule double a frame ago. And Mike Landry will call time and take the walk on out to the bump. This game has really changed in the last 2 innings, Aiden.
It really has. Usually the bullpen is not like this. They're not the ones to make it a blowout game, but you're getting to that point where it's not totally unrealistic that Bourne scores 4 more runs in this game and mercy rules you. This is just frustrating, right? Because we talked about it in shift notes, and that it's early in the season, but it's also the month of July, and you only get 2 more cracks against this team after tonight. And you really just wanted this win, right? You wanted a shot to move up in the standings.
As a result, the last 2 innings have resulted in 6 Bourne runs. Again, it was 1-1 heading into the top half of the 6th. And then Bourne has really turned the Jets on. Put up 5 hits in the last 2 innings. And Mike Landry exits to the dugout after his 3rd conference with the pitcher Bowen Baker. Davis Gillespie stands into the right-handed batter's box, waggles the black bat above his right shoulder. Baker comes set just above the belts and brings home the first pitch. Called strike at the knees of Gillespie. An off speed that just drops in there, 87 miles per hour on the gun. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Bravo's on top, 7-1. A 1 for Baker in the dirt, scooped up by Bowen.
These are 2 of the teams, the 2 of the 4 teams that are in action tomorrow. Only 2 games in the Cape League. Orleans and Falmouth, and then YD comes to play Bourne here.
A 2-game home stretch for the Bourne Braves. The 1-1. Ball inside Bowen, back pick to second, throw, not in time. Jack Bell put the tag down. Sliding it head first is Blake Barthol, just getting back. Real close play over at second base. As a result, the ball in 2 strikes was a called strike on Gillespie. Baker just 1 more pitch away from getting out of this inning. 7th Bourne batter to come up to the dish in the inning. The 1-2. Pop foul along the right field line. In and out of the hands of a fan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gillespie stands back into the right-handed batter's box. There's Baker into the eyes. 2 outs in the frame. Baker rifles home the 1-2. Chop foul along the third base dugouts. It's out the screen, protecting the back kids. Ground by the on-deck batter, Chris Stanfields. Ball and 2 strikes. Gillespie readies himself in the batter's box. Baker brings the ball to the glove above the belts. Down 10 on the pitch clock. The 1-2 offering. Runners take off. Upstairs, Bowen holds onto it, and both runners advance. Stolen base to third for Ethan Conrad, and a stolen base to second for Blake Barthol. Now runners on second and third. Deuces run wild, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Baker takes a deep breath. Brings home the 2-2. Line foul off the back brick behind home plate, and they'll do it again. Pitch number 8 of the at-bats about to ensue between Baker and Gillespie. One swing from Gillespie made this game 3-1 an inning ago. Looking to do more damage. Baker sends home the 2-2. Line foul off the back netting once again. And neither party willing to give in. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Braves on top, 7-1. Baker comes set at the belts. Southpaw readies and slings home the 2-2. Ball just outside, and it's 3-2. Missing a matter of inches on the outer black of the plate, and the count now runs full. Bowen brings home the 3-2. Grounder fielded foul territory by the third baseman Dylan Carey. And pitch number 11 between Baker and Gillespie. Grabs a clump of dirt. Or towing the rubber along the third base side, and Gillespie will do the same as he returns to the right-handed batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Baker's pitch. Gillespie grounder on over the shortstop Willits. He fields it, fires to first, and Barquette corrals it for out number 3. Not before the damage is done, however. Bourne adds 2 more runs to their cause, and the Bravos lead it by 6 after 7 innings from Dorn.
All right, Kansas, counting out the winners of tonight's 50-50 raffle.
When the Doors need to fuel up, they head to Supreme Pizza and Subs. Their menu has everything from pies to calzones to salads and subs. And with their online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away. They're open every day of the week at 147 T-Ticket Highway in Falmouth. Make sure to stop by and grab a bite at Supreme Pizza and Subs.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seating by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseatingexpert.com for your next seating solution.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
Hi, I'm Ryan, a pitcher from Northeastern, and you're listening to Commodores baseball. Now back to the park.
Well, after a master class from J.D. Thompson from the bullpen, he went 3 innings, sat down all 9 batters with 5 strikeouts in the process. He handed the ball over to his teammate Griffin Hughes, who looked to keep the score where it's at. His Bourne Braves leading the Falmouth Commodores 7-1 as we enter the top of the 8th from Dorn Park. Braden Shank and Aiden Blank with you. So glad you can be spending your Sunday night with us, whether you're tuning in via Doors Radio or Cape League TV. We're glad you're with us. It's the 8-9-1 due up for the Commodores. Jack Bell, Isaiah Marquette, and Jackson Willits.
Number 7, Jack
Sparked
Bell.
some sort of offensive rally for this Falmouth team, who's only had 2 hits in the ball game thus far. First pitch from Hughes. Bell lines this one past the shortstop Grady, who went diving for it into left field. He rounds first and will hold at first. Thought about rounding. Instead, it's a leadoff single for Jack Bell. And one pitch, a runner aboard in the top of the 8th. Just the 3rd hit for Falmouth
Now
in the
batting,
ball game.
the first baseman from Stetson
Gavin Keelan
University,
had a single
number
in the
6,
first.
Isaiah
Carson Bowen had a
Barquette.
single in the 4th. And now Jack Bell can add his name to that exclusive list. Handing things over to the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Barquette, who digs into the right-handed batter's box. Hughes high sets right below his chin. From the stretch, first pitch at the eye level of Barquette's. A fastball coming in at 92 on the radar gun. A ball and no strike. It's on the Stetson hatter.
Braden, you only have 2 at-bats left here. Those are the kind of hits you like to see. Big rips, clean pieces of hitting. Just really haven't seen that tonight. You get the sense they just haven't seen a lot of these pitchers enough.
Hughes is 0-1-0, swinging and missing on it is Barquette's. Leveling the count off at a ball and a strike. Barquette adjusts the batting gloves before placing his right hand on the top of his black batting helmets. And he'll waggle the bat above his right shoulder. Ball and a strike. Hughes arms it in. All upstairs just below the chin of Barquette's, and it's 2-1. Barquette whacking the bat off the top of his helmets. Getting locked in. Runner on first is Jack Bell, who led off the inning with a single. Commodores trail by 6. Hughes is 2-1. Barquette chopper on over to the second baseman, Barthel. Fires to short, and Grady on to first, not in time as Barquette's able to leg it out. A fielder's choice, however. Barthel to Grady, the 4-6 for out number 1. One gone, and the lineup flips back over to Jackson Willits, the switch-hitting shortstop out of Oklahoma. 370 batting average, is the 2nd best on Cape Cod, only behind Katuit's Jaron Advicula. Bourne, a team 225 average as a team, 2nd lowest in the Cape Cod Baseball League. First pitch from Hughes upstairs and high on Willits, 1-0.
And the only team that's lower, Braden, is the team that's coming in tomorrow night. Orleans is hitting 188 as a team. Falmouth is hitting 239. They're not much better.
It's 3rd worst in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Hughes is 1-0. Called strike at the knees of Willits on the inner part of the zone. It's 1-1. And I think for Falmouth, at least tonight, Aiden, the pitching kept him in the game until the 6th inning, but the offense has to put up more than 1 run if you want to try to win the game.
Yes.
The 1-1. Willits watches it out in the right-handed batter's box. It's 2-1. And we talk so much about this season, about the pitcher's duel that we sort of see. It feels like every night it's a pitcher's duel up until the 7th, 8th inning, until one team's able to crack the run column and really put up a crooked number. 2-1 from Hughes. A ball in the dirt scooped up by Guzman. Outer part of the zone missing low, and it's 3-1.
Again, the bright spot that you're going to take is that you play baseball tomorrow against a team that you really hit well the last time. Longest trip in the league for them. And they come in with a very bad batting average.
Willits grounds one of the second baseman, Barthel. He takes a bad hop on him, and Jackson Willits will reach. Barthel settled under it, put the glove to the dirt, just took a nasty hop off the infield dirt, and as a result, there's 2 Commodores aboard with 1 out in the top of the 8th.
Well, Braden, this is where the Doors have actually cooked a little bit. They do they do make sure that those errors don't go unpunished. When teams make mistakes, they generally make them pay.
On E4, how it's scored. First error against the Bravos of the ball game. First pitch to Gavin Keelan, a ball out on the outer part of the zone. Keelan, the left-handed swinging designated hitter, just recently announced he's taking his talents to the defending champion Tennessee. Tony B picking up a big portal prospect, the 1-0 chopper. Coming over the shortstop, Grady, he fields it, throws it on the first. It's wide to the first baseman, Wang. Coming home and scoring is Isaiah Barquette. Advancing the 3rd is Jackson Willits. He'll hold up, and Gavin Keelan gets an extra 90 feet on the error by the shortstop, Clay Grady. Back-to-back errors from the Bourne Braves, and as a result, the score is now 7-2.
Now batting, the left fielder from
Grady
Clemson
came
University,
storming in on the
number
infield,
15,
charging and fielded cleanly.
Gaffney.
Had to rush the throw, went just to the right of a stretching Nick Wang. Trickled off the fencing before the right fielder Ethan Conrad was able to grab it. And as a result, Luke Gaffney will bat with 2 runners in scoring position and a 5-run deficit.
And that was really a forced error, right?
pitch low below the knees of Gaffney. It's 1-0.
You know, the first one was just a mistake, and those happen. The one to shortstop was a forced error because he knew he needed to get the throw over. You give credit to Keelan for hustling it down the line, not giving up.
1-0 to Gaffney, off the inside of the bat, lined on the roof of the first base dugouts. It's 1-1. Gaffney adjusts the batting gloves just outside the right-handed batter's box. Ball 1 strike. Huggis comes set just below the chin and delivers it home. Ball just low below the knees of Gaffney. And it's 2-1 in favor of the Commodore hitter. Takes the Velcro off of the batting gloves before readjusting it on the maroon and black Franklin gloves. Huggis comes set just below the chin, the 2-1 deal. Ball inside on Gaffney, and it's 3-1 now. Huggis checks in on his left forearm. It's a black wristband on it. It's the sign before dangling the right arm and coming set with the high set. The 3-1 deal. Gaffney lines it foul back off the back netting, and the count now runs full. On second stands Gavin Keelan. On third, Jackson Willits. 1 run early home for the Commodores in the inning. Looking to do more damage.
Huge pitch here, Brady.
Huggis is 3-2 en route. Line foul once again off the back netting behind the backstop, and they'll do it again.
If you're going to come back, and it's not out of the question that they will at this point, you need a big smack here. You need these 2 runs to score on this hit. What you can't do here is strike out. No matter what you do, you need to put the ball in play at least.
Huggis dispatches the 3-2. Line on over to the second baseman, Barthel. He makes the catch and fires to the shortstop, Clay Grady, doubling off Gavin Keelan. And the 4-6 double play will retire matters in the top half of the 8th. Bourne returns to bat when we come back on the other side of this break. 7-2, Bravos lead the doors.
Waterside Group develops and manages a broad range of private real estate, lifestyle, and entertainment companies with a team of seasoned professionals and partners. We leverage industry knowledge with insight and innovation to create vibrant communities and elevated experiences. Their development and management staff provide an extraordinary mix of expertise, creativity, enthusiasm, and talent to ensure the success of our holdings. Find them online at watersidegroup.com.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
Hi, I'm Tab Tracy, an outfielder from Texas A&M, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball. Now back to the ballpark.
Bottom of the 8th from Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. The Braves lead the Commodores 7-2 as we officially enter the back half of this ball game. Owen Baker back out for his second inning of relief work. Works from the windup and sends home the first pitch to Chris Stanfield, who pulls back the bunt, and it's 1-0. Commodores put 1 run up in the top half of the 8th. Back-to-back errors from Willits and back-to-back errors from Grady and Barthel on Willits and Keelan. The 1-0 from Baker. Called strike at the knees of Stanfield, just pumping in a fastball at 86 on the gun. Stanfield, a single, a ground out, and a 3U on his day. 1-1 from Baker. All out in the left-handed batter's box on the right-hand swinging Stanfields. Third pitcher into the game for the Commodores is Baker. I believe Riley Stanford, who gave up 4 hits, 4 earned runs in the 2 innings of work. He's in line for the loss if the score holds. 2-1 deal for Baker. Swings and missing is Stanfield as the count levels off at 2-2. Stanfield adjusts the plain navy blue batting helmets. The 2-2 from Baker. Fly ball, trailing foul down the right field line, and the count holds. Again, Falmouth, they'll welcome in the Orleans Firebirds tomorrow. Both teams sitting in last place of their respective divisions. The Firebirds 5-13, the Commodores 6-12. Second time those teams have met from the Gov this season. The 2-2 from Baker. Once again, trailing foul down the right field line. A wild game we saw the first time those teams met, Aiden, at the Gov.
Yeah.
Fogout calling the game in 6 innings. Falmouth was on the winning end of it. It's one of the 6 wins the Commodores have at home this summer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baker takes a deep breath. And the southpaw dispatches the 2-2. Check swing foul above the first base dugout. And neither party willing to give in.
Well, I think in that situation, a lot of people say, oh, you won because of the fog. It was not a fog win. They won that game. They were going to win that game whether that was played 9, 12, or 5 innings.
2-2 off speed, line right back up the middle, and it will drop in front of Gavin Turley in center field. A leadoff single for the Braves 7-hole hitter, and there's a runner aboard.
And obviously, Orleans is going to want some payback after that beatdown. They have split the first 2, because remember that first game, it was 1-0. Home teams are 2-0 in that series.
Falmouth to look to make it 3-0 tomorrow night.
Nice counting.
One thing I'm good at.
Is it?
I hope. First pitch from Baker, a called strike at the knees of Nick Wang. Wang, an 0-for-2 day, had a walk in the middle of his ground out strikeout.
Sometimes MJ and I have trouble counting on it. It happens.
Depends how high you're counting. I can give you to maybe 10, and then we'll go from there. The 0-1 from Baker. Ball out into the left-handed batter's box. Bourne leads Falmouth 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th from Dorn Park. 2 trips the Commodores will make to Bourne, right off of the Bourne Bridge. Here at Upper Cape Tech High School, the 1-1 taking off for second is Stanfield. He slides in feet first and evades the tag for the stolen base. The called ball on Wang. Bourne just continues to run on Carson Bowen. I count the 6th stolen base for the Braves in the game. Now up to 49 on the season. And the bag appeared to have popped out from the base, so the grounds crew will need to come over and put it back in. As you mentioned, only 2 games tomorrow. YD and Bourne back here at Dorn Park, and then Orleans Falmouth down at the Gov. So all eyes will be on the western part of Cape Cod. And then those 4 teams will have a night off on Tuesday before going into their Wednesday game. It's supposed to be a weird stretch where you had Tuesday off, you played Wednesday, and then you had Thursday off, but of course the rainouts on Sunday when Falmouth was supposed to go to Wareham moved all those games back to Thursday, so no one's going to have that off game, off stretch. 7-2 here at Dorn Park as the Bourne groundskeeper will try to get the base back into its plates in the ground. Some applause from the first base dugout, or third base dugout from Bourne. Base has been secured. 2 balls and a strike to count on Nick Wang as Chris Stanfield stands on second. Reached via single, stole second on Carson Bowen. Bottom of the 8th, the 6-10-2 Braves and the 6-12 Commodores. Baker checks in on the runner, works from the stretch. Wang, fly ball into right field. Jason Jones tracing it down and makes the grab. Tagging from second as Stanfield thought about it before retreating to seconds. 1 out in the inning as Adonis Guzman will bat in the 9 spots. Guzman 0-for-3, the catcher from Arizona. He'll take his lap around the right-handed batter's box, gripping the black bat he has. Baker dangles the ball in his left hand by his left thigh. Before coming set just above his belt. Bob Drives home the first pitch. Guzman pops it foul beyond the first base dugout and out of play. Someone will get a lucky souvenir. Applause from the crowd behind the first base
It was
dugout.
aggressive. He benefited there from being small break. Everybody else, you know, they were big and going for it. He was small. He slipped underneath and was able to come away with it.
Sometimes that's what you got to do to get a ball.
He was crafty.
No balls and a strike. Baker's pitch upstairs above the lettering of Guzman.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Can't say I've ever caught a ball at a Cape League game. Definitely
You're
been
normally with us.
used to come to
It'd
games.
be very hard to get a ball back here.
A ball and a strike, the count on Adonis Guzman. 1-1. Popped up foul right to us and just above our head. It's almost like you were calling
We
it.
almost willed that right into existence.
Ball in.
Did Mike Murray catch that baseball?
It's actually Wes Moreau.
Oh, you're right.
of
And
our
he gave
Giannitos.
it over to Mike.
A ball and 2 strikes, the count on Guzman. Baker comes set just above the belt. Stanfield stands on second. The 1-2 pitch. Chop foul right back to that third base dugout.
I don't blame them for being jumpy over there.
It's almost like it's a magnet over there. The ball just finds its way over there.
They've had like multiple baseballs pulled over there that have almost killed them. I do not blame the Bourne dugout one bit for scattering as soon as the ball's hit in their general direction. Someone's going to lose an eye or something. It's not safe over there.
Nonetheless, the ball and 2 strikes on the Bourne catcher. 1 out in the inning, the 1-2. Chop foul off the netting behind home plate. Now remains a ball and 2 strikes.
If this netting was a little bit lower, we actually would have some balls back here.
You ever caught a ball on air besides that one Chase Spencer ball that came into the booth?
No, and I didn't catch that. I was completely off guard. I was on color that inning. I think I just handed the play-by-play over to MJ. I was checking my phone for something.
1 ball, 2 strikes in the dirt. Count levels off to 2-2.
I'm fairly certain that Nick Puglisi, our videographer, was on high home for that game, and he was the one who originally had a chance to catch it.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Baker's pitch. Grounder just foul to the left of the third base bag. Adonis Guzman not giving up, or giving in rather. 7 pitches deep into this at-bat. And that's one thing this Bourne team is really good at, Aiden. Working the count, working the pitch count. A lot of at-bats getting up to 8, 9, 10. It's on 11 pitch at-bat.
A lot of pitches just thrown by Gateman pitchers in general tonight, and it's really, you know, hurt them. Again, they do have an off day today, or an off day on Tuesday, so they're getting close to it, but this is the back end of 7 days.
2-2, Guzman pops it foul. It's off the school buildings behind the press box here at Doran Park. Field that was built in 2006 here at Upper Cape Tech High School. Still doing some renovations to it. Out in the outfield, you got the Upper Cape Tech football field in the distance in left field. The goalpost presence, some amount of dirt that kind of creates a batter's eye out in center field. And the woods out in right field, creating a landscape beyond the outfield fence. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Adonis Guzman. Baker hurls it in. Foul. Make it 9 pitches on the at-bat. They're still doing some construction down the left field line, building some new school buildings. Of course, a giant complex Upper Cape Tech has here, home of the Lions. Home of the Knights, rather. Trying to read the scoreboard out there. The 2-2. All upstairs at the eye level of Guzman, and it's full. Guzman's worked a 10-pitch at-bat. Baker trying to dig deep into the arsenal to try to find a put-away pitch. Comes set at the belts. Down to 5 on the pitch clock and launches home the 3-2. Guzman pop fly ball in the infield. First baseman Barquette calls off the infielders, and he makes the catch for out number 2. A long out number 2, 11 pitches from Bowen Baker. And as a result, there's 2 gone for Clay Grady.
Now batting, the shortstop from Virginia Tech, number 4, Clay Grady.
Grady, the right-handed swinging shortstop. Take his time trotting into the right-handed batter's box. As a hit, 2 walks and a flyout to his day. 216 average entering play. Next pitch from Baker. Called strike at the lettering of Grady. It's 0-1. Baker just trying to get through this 8th inning. 7-2, Braves lead the Doors. Falmouth would get another chance to swing in the top of the 9th. They trail by 5 as it stands right now. Baker coming set at the belts. Takes a deep breath and sends it home the 0-1. Grady gets out of the way of it inside. It's 1-1. For Falmouth, they don't have to return to the road until Wednesday when they take the trip back to McKeon Park to take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, a place that the Commodores fell to the Hawks 10-0 on opening night, looking to rewrite their fortunes. Game 21 of the season, that will be 1-1. Ball upstairs, Bowen back pick to second. Jack Bell makes the catch, but can't put the tag on Stanfields. And the Bourne center fielder remains on second base. Commodores 2 runs off 4 hits. They've made 1 error in the fields. The Braves 7 runs off 7 hits, and they've made 2 errors in the fields. Baker takes a deep breath. Down to 4 on the pitch clock. Sends home the 2-1. Ball inside on Grady, and it's 3-1. Looking for the upper in portion of the plate, not able to find it. 3 balls and a strike. Baker deals it home. Called strike at the Bourne lettering on the jersey of Grady, and they'll do it again now with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Stanfield stands on second. Baker looking to work out of it. Rifling home the 3-2. Grady line drive into left field. Gaffney ranges to his left, puts the glove up, and makes the catch on the run. 4 batters come up for the Braves. A leadoff single stranded on second base, and we have played 8 innings from Doran Park. Last licks for the Commodores. Can they chase 5? Come back and find out on Doors Radio.
The Waterside Group develops and manages a broad range of private real estate, lifestyle, and entertainment companies with a team of seasoned professionals and partners. We leverage industry knowledge with insight and innovation to create vibrant communities and elevated experiences. Their development and management staff provide an extraordinary mix of expertise, creativity, enthusiasm, and talent to ensure the success of our holdings. Find them online at watersidegroup.com.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seeding by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseedingexpert.com for your next seeding solution.
When the Doors need to fuel up, they head to Supreme Pizza and Subs. Their menu has everything from pies to calzones to salads and subs. And with their online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away. They're open every day of the week at 147 T-Ticket Highway in Falmouth. Make sure to stop by and grab a bite at Supreme Pizza and Subs.
This is Will Fleming of the Boston Red Sox. Now time for more Commodores baseball.
Last chance for the Commodores. Top of the 9th from Doran Park. New arm in for the Bourne Braves. Zach Crotchfeld will look to close things out as Bourne chases their 7th win on the summer. And they have a 5-run lead heading into the top top of the ninth. Braden Shank, Aiden Blank with you. So glad you can be with us. Rochfield leaving Griffin Hughes, who went 1 inning,
Now
pitched
batting, the third
a sort
baseman
of
from
clean
the
inning,
University
you
of
could
Nebraska,
call it. Gave
number
up 2
28,
hits, a run, not earned,
Perry.
however, back-to-back errors by the Bourne defense is how the Commodores scored that second run. The new arm for Bourne will not get a save opportunity, but a chance just to close this game out and slam the door on the doors. First home plate umpire Jim Fonseca will exchange a word with the third-year manager Scott Landers. Falmouth 6-12, still yet to win a road game this season, unless they can put up 5 runs here to potentially tie it, 6 runs to take the lead, potentially fall to 0-9. Scott Landers and Jim Fonseca still having that conversation. A couple feet out behind the third base, or in front of the third base dugout in fair foul territory. Meeting has been adjourned. Dylan Carey will be the first to bat, the cleanup hitter from Nebraska. He'll swing it from the right-hand side. Carey had a 4-for-4 day when these teams met last time at Gov Fuller Field. One of his better days he's seen this summer with the Commodores. Crotchfeld comes set at the Bourne lettering. First pitch from the southpaw. Carey lines this one back into center field, falling quickly and falls in front of Chris Stanfield. It's a leadoff single for Dylan Carey.
Rally's got to start somewhere, right?
One pitch, a single for Carey. Gavin Turley will trot his way into the right-handed batter's box. The Oregon State center fielder.
Now batting, the center fielder from Oregon State University.
Comes in with a 0-for-2 line, a flyout and a strikeout. Calls a walk to his name. Talked about his power so much this summer. Crushed a grand slam last night in the win over Chatham. Had all 4 of the Commodores' RBIs. 7-2, Bourne leads Falmouth. Rochfeld comes set at the Braves lettering. Pitch upstairs at the eye level of Turley. It's a fastball that reads 80 on the radar gun. Rochfield, not a guy that necessarily brings the velo. Tries to beat you with the spin rates and the off-speed stuff. A ball and no strikes. Line foul off the back netting on the inside of the bat at Turley. It's 1-1. Turley steps out of the batter's box, adjusts the black OSU batting helmets. Ball game that began all the way back at 6 p.m. Coming up at 8:47 Eastern time. Rochfield coming set just above the belts. Southpaw sends it home. Off speed, falls in there at the belt of Turley. It's 1-2. The 12-6 curveball full and Turley. And now the Falmouth Commodore batter will have to bat behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carey stands on first after a leadoff single. Rochfeld sends it home. Called strike 3 at the belt. A fastball from Zach Crutchfeld, and it sets down Gavin Turley for out number 1.
Now batting, the catcher from Texas Christian University, number 14.
1 out, and Carson Bowen will bat, the catcher from TCU. Had a single back in the 4th, one of the Commodores' 5 hits. Now with 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. Braves 7 runs off 7 hits and 2 errors for the Bravos. Rochfeld's coming set just below the Braves lettering. First pitch to Baker outside, or to Carson Bowen rather. Bowen Baker, the pitcher for Falmouth, just finishing his 2nd inning of relief work. A ball and no strikes as Bowen waves the black bat at the pitcher Crotchfelds. 1 ball, no strikes. Crotchfeld brings it home. It's a ball just outside, missing the outer black. It's 2-0. Carson Bowen, the catcher for the Commodores tonight. If you're Falmouth, you just got to keep the merry-go-round going. Moving it to the next man in the order, trying to avoid an out if possible. 2 balls, no strikes. Crotchfeld's high leg kick. Bowen swings and missing on it. It's 2-1. Baker Bowen takes a deep breath. Crotchfeld's Checks back in the runner, sends home the 2-1. It's a called strike on the inner black of the zone. It's 2-2. Deuces run wilds. Bourne waves the bats in a circle. Does it 2 or 3 times before Crotchfeld comes set at the Braves lettering. The 2-2, first he will throw back to first and check in on the runner, Dylan Carey. Lefty advantage, he can put the leg up and still throw back to first. Two balls, 2 strikes. Crotchfields from the stretch inside on Bowen. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the catcher. Bowen, a freshman All-American last season with TCU. Full count offering. Popped up on the inside of the bat. Shortstop Clay Grady settles under it, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. He retires Carson Bowen, and Commodores down to their very last out, and the defensive sub Jason Jones
Now batting,
will be the
the right
bat.
fielder from Oklahoma State University, number 5.
The Oklahoma State
Jones.
Cowboy trying to come off of a 1-for-3 outing last night against Chatham. Go 2-for-4 against Bourne in the first meeting these teams had last month. Jones crouches down a bit, waving the bat above his right shoulder. Right-handed swinging Jones against the left-handed pitching Crotchfields. 2 outs, top of the 9th. First pitch. Off speed, runs inside on Jones. He jackknifes his way out of it. It's 1-0. Crotchfields toes the rubber along the third base sides. Braves hold on to a 7-2 lead over the Commodores. Just 2 outs, or 1 out away from picking up their 7th win of the summer. Crotchfield's 1-0. Upstairs on Jones. He takes it 2-0. He's been checked down to the first base umpire Rick Antonio anyways. No was the appeal call. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Braves lead 7-2. Zach Crotchfield's coming set just above the belts. Checks back in on the scoreboard, takes a deep breath. Down to 8 on the pitch clock. And sends it home. Jones swinging and missing. It's 2-1. Power fastball, 93 on the radar gun for Zach Crotchfields. Toe the rubber along the third base side. Confirm the sign before coming set just below the lettering on his white jersey. 2 balls and a strike. All out in the other batter's box, 3-1 to Jason Jones. On deck stands Jack Bell, the left-handed swinging second baseman from TCU. Commodores down to their very last out, backs up against the wall here in game 19. Crotchfields, high leg kick, 3-1 deal. Jones swings and whips on it, it's 3-2. Lap start from the Bourne faithful. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gotta assume Carey will get a head start at first base. Crotchfields brings it home. Swing and miss. Strike 3, and the Braves are victorious by the final score of 7-2. Zach Crotchfields slamming the door on the Commodores, and Bourne picks up their 7th win on the summer. We'll step aside on Doors Radio when we come back. Post-game coverage from Doran Park. The Braves victorious by the final score of 7-2.
And the Beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the Stars of Tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The game might be over, but our coverage is just beginning. It's time to close the door with the postgame show on Doris Radio. Let's head back to the ballpark to break it all down.
Welcome back to Doran Park on a Sunday night. The Bourne Braves are victorious over the Falmouth Commodores by the final score of 7-2. Hey, get social with the Commodores. Join the always growing network of Doors fans on Instagram, X, Facebook, and more. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Doors all summer long. Taking you through the final line score in this one. Falmouth, 2 runs off 5 hits, 1 error. The Commodores left 5 runners aboard, and the Braves victorious tonight, 7 runs off 7 hits, 2 errors in the field, and the Bravos left 6 on base. Aiden, Falmouth drops their 9th straight road game, 0-9 on the road. Kind of what's been the struggle for Falmouth this season away from Gov Fuller Fields?
There's not really anything to describe it. They have just played very, very bad baseball away from Gov Fuller Field. Some of these games have been closer than others, but overall, we talked about it right off the bat. At home, they're pretty good in all these offensive and defensive categories. On the road, they're dead last in pretty much almost every single one, and this just can't continue. You can't make the playoffs going 0-20 on the road. It'd be pretty darn impressive if you did, but you can't. And, I mean,